Are y'all ready for this question? Are y'all ready for this question? And by the way, something is wrong with this kid, Greg. What are you doing? Giving out your phone number looking for a woman? At Greg 1667 693 5420. That's a number. You looking for a honey? Is that what you're doing? Hey, look, you have my number. All you gotta do is go to my Twitter handle. Really? Come on, brother. But listen to this question. You're in an arena with 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 Cape buffaloes, 10,000 rats,
My favorite one coming up.
5 gorillas,
5 gorillas!
and 4 lions. Let me say that again. 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 Cape buffaloes, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, 4 lions. Pick 2 to defend you while the others... Lions are the king of the jungle. I'm rolling with the lions. And are y'all ready for this? 10,000 rats. I didn't say mice.
Rats.
I said rats. I'm going with the rats. Let me tell you something right now. I don't know too many things in life that would stick around to fight with 10,000 rats. So let's get that out the way. That's number 1. Number 2, I can pretty much guarantee you it won't be the 1 hunter with a rifle. Because you ain't going to get 5 of those rats. What about the 9,995 left coming at you? Good luck with that. You don't want no pieces of that. 10 crocodiles, you could say that, but that's you in the water, not on land. Okay? 3 brown bears, please. They ain't trying to fight no rats. 15 wolves, they ain't trying to do it either. All right? 7 Cape buffalo, only 70 y'all. The minute you see them nipping away at your heels and stuff, you gonna run like the elephants do. All right? And your skin ain't as thick as the elephants. All right? So let's get that out the way. Okay? 5 gorillas. Come on now. So the lions and the 10,000 rats. I don't see how you gonna beat that. 10,000 rats. How you gonna beat that? That's easy to me. That's my first choice. I'm thinking about 10,000 rats, beating all of them. I mean, again, the goal is to survive an hour, but you got to get through 10,000 rats to get to me. I'm going with the 10,000 rats. And by the way, the lions will take care of the gorillas for me, the buffaloes for me.
Oh
I
my
don't know about
god.
the 15 wolves, but they'll take a few of them out. That's what I'm going to feel like. I'm going with the lions and the 10,000 rats.
Oh my god. Listen, man. He is spitting. I don't know a single thing that would want to take care of 10,000 rats. That's a lot. Oh, and now Pierce is gone. Bro, everyone, this is going great.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm good now.
Awesome. Let's go.
Well, so I thought we would start off the show with that, with a very pertinent question of who we would take. Personally, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. I'm taking the 10,000 rats. Now, granted, it is only an hour, but he was right. You got to go through 10,000 rats. I'm thinking of this fight being in like a Colosseum in Rome where these rats can go in like every crevice and crack in that building, and you got to take care of 10,000 of them. You might get rid of 100 of them. You might get rid of 1,000 of them even, but there's no way you're getting 10,000 of those rats.
I think Steve
Lions I agree with. Yeah, but they're yes. But also I'm thinking of the sniper, that hunter, the guy who's just at the top of this Coliseum. This is how I'm picturing it out. And he is just taking everyone down one by one, and you don't see him at all. He's all cameled up. That's who I'm going with. I'm going for psychological warfare more than anything. Yeah, you have the brute strength with the gorillas, as Stephen A. Smith would say. Even the Lions I agree with. But I mean, hey, don't they have a football game to lose this Friday? Am I right? Oh wait, no, football's over. We'll talk about that after. But yeah, for me personally, I'm going 10,000 rats, and I'm going the hunter. What about you, Jacob?
You make a compelling argument. The rats are the easy choice because, like, no matter what, you're not getting all of them. Never.
No.
10,000
And psychological
you could nuke
warfare.
that place. They're not getting. And just imagine the 100 dude. He's gonna go to shoot one of them. Just a tidal wave of rats coming at you. But I don't know. The second one, he makes a good point. Good point with the Lions. I think the gorillas would just tear apart like everything else. But there is only like 5 or something. What was the one that had 70? Was it the Buffaloes?
I think it was 7 buffaloes. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. It's tough, man. You know what? Give me the Buffaloes. The Bills will find a way, and we'll just put Josh Allen as one of them. They'll just start
Let's go,
hurling the rats at
Bills.
people.
The Bills will win, but not the Lions.
Exactly.
What about you, Schmitty, if you're able to even catch any of that?
Gorillas and lions. I've seen the video.
Gorillas and lions. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd rather just brutally murder the first like 5 people, and then everyone's like, "Oh, well, let's just not fuck with these gorillas anymore," because the gorillas are not going to hold back. So, and then the lions are the king of the jungle. So,
He is right. He did go off with that.
He did. He had many good points.
But yeah, I'm kind of with Stephen A. there. I'm going psychological. I'm like, yeah, you may take down 100 or 1,000. You might even take out half of those rats, but there's still 5,000 you gotta take out. And then there's just I just got my sniper guy. He's just hanging in the ceiling. You don't know where he is, and shots are just getting fired everywhere. That's how I'm going. Anyways. I thought that would be a fun way to start this podcast off. So here we are on Valentine's Day, more like Palentine's Day, because I'm with my good pals here. I'm with my good pal Jacob and Dylan. Got a few things on the docket today. Since it's Valentine's Day, I did save a few Reddit stories for the end, so that's going to be fun to read. But we're going to talk about sports. I know on this podcast we don't talk about sports much, but you know what? I thought I'd switch things up. So the Super Bowl was played on Sunday. I gotta be honest, like I didn't really watch the game. No, I didn't watch the game. You know what I did? I watched it on my spreadsheet, and then I watched the clips of the Nickelodeon broadcast. Did you watch the Nickelodeon broadcast?
no.
I'm so sad I didn't. I got like 3/4 of the way through the game, and I started seeing the clips, and I was like, I made a mistake, man.
My favorite one was Leonardo. They were like bring up, who's your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Like Leonardo, and then somehow it goes to like Tom Kenny be like Leonardo DiCaprio 25, and then like everyone else is laughing. You can just hear it underneath. That's his dating history. Thank you for that. But yeah, the actual game. I only watched bits and pieces of it. What did you guys think about Super Bowl this year?
It was one of the better Super Bowls we've had in the last decade, at least.
Yeah.
Like back and forth, it's everything you could have wanted out of a Super Bowl. I mean, there was. I think the 2 plays that summarized it best was Mahomes threw like a 60-yard bomb across his body in the double coverage on the money. And then the next play, they fumbled the ball. Like that was kind of how the game went for both sides. And then, I mean, we got overtime, which is only the second time that's ever happened in Super Bowl history. And I really think it's kind of embarrassing that the Niners didn't know that the other team was going to get the ball in overtime. Like,
So they could have won, like they could have gotten a touchdown and started celebrating as if they won the Super Bowl, but there still would have been another turn for like the.
Wow. Kind of wish we got that. I wish
I would have.
Yeah, me too.
Like the fact that the Chiefs said if we got the ball and we scored, we were going for 2. Like, or if they scored a touchdown and we got the ball, we were going for 2.
Yeah,
no matter what. Like, that's just a tough scene. And also, like, I feel really bad for Steve Wilkes because that guy just got fired and he held Mahomes to 19 points in regulation. Like, Steve Wilkes is not the reason they lost that game. And he lost one of his key inside linebackers. Like, I don't know. That's
what you said, it was out of the last like 6 I've watched, easily the most entertaining. That one was really good. I think the Rams and Cincy was fun, but that was for mostly
It was
different reasons. It was
heartbreaking.
just a crapshoot. But it was just good football. I mean, like they kept going back and forth, and you thought at the beginning just so many mistakes. McCaffrey fumbles the ball, and then there was like an interception. It was fun. It was fun for like the first time in like 5 years.
Yeah, it really felt like these teams were evenly matched. I mean, last year's kind of felt like that too. It was just a different version. Like last year was more of an offensive showcase. This year was both defensive coordinators really were putting on a show. And
For sure, yeah.
both of those offenses had to work for their yards. I feel like both offenses couldn't get their run game going, and even though they were trying, which led to all of those trick plays from the Niners and all that. Like, honestly, I kept saying it at one point to my buddy when we were watching the game. I was like, they're committing so much to the inside zone right now. Like, they need to start running those read options with Mahomes. And then they started doing it in the second half, and he was just torching them because they're not putting a spy on him. And that ended up being the game changer, is the fact that the whole Niners defense forgot that Mahomes isn't like Tom Brady speed. He's actually a pretty decent scrambler.
Yeah, he's actually really good. It's crazy.
Yeah. Did one of his better performances, especially considering I honestly think both offensive coordinators were overcoaching themselves. Like, I feel like Kyle Shanahan got way too cute, and I feel like that third down in overtime really summarized it. Like, I think everyone was watching that play just going, okay, like they had the look they wanted, which was McCaffrey in the slot with space. Then they motioned him inside, and then it ended up being an overthrow because Purdy has no time and there's no protection. That kind of summarized the whole game for the Niners, and the Chiefs were doing that up until the final two drives of the game. When I kind of I joked like Mahomes, like, oh, I can't hear inside my headset anymore, guys. I can't hear the OC. All right, we're running what I'm running now. And then they went down the field and kind of just scored at will after that. It was a great Super Bowl though. Like, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame it ended kind of with the 49ers getting in their own way. If they had like picking the ball to go first and not knowing the rules and then not even getting a touchdown. And it was like, yeah, you guys are cooked. They're absolutely walking the field and getting something.
Yeah. And they were marching down the field too, which was the crazy part, the Niners. And then they just stalled in the red zone, which was like, that was their case all game. Like, they didn't make the red zone until the fourth quarter, I want to say. Like,
yeah. I mean, it probably, a lot of it was because Kittle was just so ineffective. I know he got hurt towards the end, but he had like 2 catches for like 4 yards. Yeah. How do you have one of the best tight ends in the league and nothing? I mean, when you see Kelsey on the other side being like the greatest weapon of all time, not really, but in that game, and then the other guy can't do anything, it's just crazy.
And you got Purdy with miscommunications to Ayuk and Samuel. Like, I think they each finished with 3 catches. Like, you just can't have that. You can't have Jawan Jennings or Christian McCaffrey as your best targets.
Yeah, you can't have mistakes in the Super Bowl, but unfortunately, that's kind of what ends up happening when quarterbacks Brock Purdy, who's not that good.
Yeah. I'll give Brock Purdy credit, though. There were like 4 or 5 times in that game where he just sat in the pocket and got killed and put a really good ball on the money. Like, Chris Jones gave him a couple of fucking good looks.
He actually had a really good game. I just like to be a hater because there's way too many people who were like,
what?
Like the second best quarterback in the league now. It's like,
yeah, the MVP stuff you can give it a rest, but like the kid, he's the top 10 quarterback. Like,
absolutely. That's what I said to my dad. Yeah.
And I feel like this Super Bowl solidified it.
Skill there. Yeah, absolutely.
So what is that? 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, and then 4 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years. That's crazy.
Has made a conference championship every year. He's been
every year. Yeah.
Isn't that great? Going from Brady to this.
At least it wasn't the same team.
Did you see? I saw this.
Could you imagine?
I saw the tweet of Jonah Hill's character in Megamind where it's like, thank you, you saved us. It's like fans from the New England Patriots, and then it's like Kansas City Chiefs. More like under new management.
It's great.
All right, as someone who doesn't know football that well, what is the T behind Patrick Mahomes slipping to number 10? Like, best quarterback.
He was not like. Oh, I can answer this question. I can answer this question right now. He was so raw coming out of college that no one. It was one of those picks where he had the highest ceiling, but he could have busted if he was in the wrong coaching system because he needed his mechanics tinkered with an extreme amount. His improvisation was through the roof, but it was the mechanics that made him slide a little bit. And I think he would have probably found greatness on most teams he was on, but I just think like there's so much to be had with a good coach and a good quarterback gelling together. And I think Reed deserves just as much credit as Mahomes gets for Mahomes' success. Because if he didn't sit that year behind Alex Smith and learn the system and he worked on his mechanics, like he might not have been the same quarterback. Like if he got thrown to the Wolves year one, who knows? But he got he got put in a terrific situation and he's never looked back. So and that was the case. Like if you look at his draft like profiles or whatever when he was coming out, everyone said he was either going to be Brett Favre or he was busting. Like that's kind of what it was. It was like this guy's got a cannon arm. He could make every throw, but it's just like we need to work. It's like you need to tame the stallion. You know what I mean? Like we need to calm him down and get him on our team. Or like
what's the saying? It's easier to tame a lion than paint stripes on a kitty cat.
Exactly. And that's kind of what he was coming out of the draft. Like there were a lot of drafts where he was the third quarterback off the board, and he was the second in that draft. But like if anyone had him going in the top 3, they were probably called crazy at the time because it was either it was Watson or Trubisky at the time.
Yeah.
And Watson had the injury concerns and Mitch had the lack of starts concerns. So like every quarterback had a concern in that draft, but like,
his stats look really good. I remember I saw on the timeline today, they were talking like his college, like the wins and losses are what really killed them. They were not a
bad team. Like he threw for 500 yards a game and they'd lose. Like that's kind of what he was doing.
The one year here, he had like 459 scrimmage yards for 13 games, or average over 13 games. Nuts.
Yeah, he always put up the numbers, but it was the question of like, can he do it at the next level? Is it just because he's playing weaker content? Like it was always those kind of questions. But I'm like him succeeding the way he has, and the way guys like Lamar and Josh Allen have succeeded. Like it has changed the way people develop or evaluate quarterbacks. It just has. Like look at Trey Lance for God's sake. Trey Lance would not have been drafted 10 years ago, but because of people like Mahomes, he got drafted. Like Mahomes has completely changed that's why Caleb Williams is so highly rated because his ceiling is so high because of what he can do improvisation wise that people think if we can just clean him up and, make him a little more polished and make him a little more sound on the money, like he could be that quarterback.
Absolutely.
That's how they look at quarterbacks now. Like every draft now, it's how do we find the next Mahomes? And it's changed their there's still people that want like that traditional quarterback. Like you had Joe Burrow come out a couple years ago. That was about as close as you get to that. I think Drake May this year can do that to an extent. But it's the new breed of quarterback, man.
So he wasn't like to bring a reference hockey. Like he wasn't this can't miss prospect. Like
no, he wasn't McDavid.
No, he was nothing like that.
What's ironic is when that quarterback class came around, everyone talked about next year's quarterback class being the big one. It was always like, oh, well, you don't want to take a quarterback this year because Sam Darnold's coming out next year, which was like the big Sam Darnold was the big name at the time. Yeah. And then Baker got on the scene. Baker, Yep, Baker was the big one.
Then there was Rosen was there and Allen and Lamar.
And then the two biggest ones were Lamar and Josh Allen, and they were Josh came on the scene late because he was a late recruit, and then Lamar was just like, oh well, he's gonna be a receiver. Like it just tells you how different.
The really funny thing is that you bring up with the talking about next year's draft class, the Bills actually had that pick for Mahomes. They traded it to KC, and then they ended up picking Allen next year. Ugh. So it's like it kind of shows what everyone was more prioritizing the next class. But,
it's just the way the draft works. Like there's going to be a team this year that does it. Like even though this draft class has been so highly touted for quarterbacks, there will be a team that trades down and goes, oh, we'll find a guy next year. Even though I've looked at the quarterback class and I don't know. But there'll be someone that pops up.
The thing I love about football the last couple of years is it's not always the first guy taken that's the best. I mean, you look, Baker found a way to stay in the league. Congrats to him. He's now probably gonna have a job.
He's on the Bucks, right?
He's getting $100 million in his next contract.
Darnold is gone. I don't even know where he is. Is he
almost won a Super Bowl. He was the backup for the Niners.
Oh, gee, didn't even know that. Congratulations, he sucks.
I didn't know that.
First
Rosen-
quarterback from that draft class to make a Super Bowl, and everyone joked about it.
Rosen's, I don't even know. But
Rosen's
then like
XFL.
Trubisky just got kicked off the Pittsburgh, the Steelers. They're not going with him. So it,
Watson,
just 'cause-
rapist.
yeah, that one. Throw a football. No,
Can he?
not
Does he
really.
even want to? Like,
I don't know. He got paid. Now he
sorry
can do
guys,
whatever
my
he
shoulder is like hurt in 3 different spots. I'm gonna
wants.
miss.
I got to
a whole
go
year.
back to a physiotherapist. Wink, wink.
But I'm getting 60 mil for the next 3 years, so have fun with
Yeah,
that.
good job, Browns. You guys suck.
Sports stinks.
Yeah. But
No, but
love the
you're
fact
100% right. Like the 2020 draft class, I feel like is the best example. Like you have Joe Burrow goes 1, then you have Tua goes 5, who is pretty good. Like I'm not gonna say Tua's
Yeah.
ass, and then you
Yeah,
got
he's
Justin Herbert
solid.
go 6, elite.
Yeah.
You had Jordan Love go in the mid-20s. He's a really
Yeah,
good quarterback.
really good,
and then
yeah.
you had Jalen Hurts go in the 2nd round. Like you could have
Really good
drafts
quarterback,
like that.
Yeah, that one's a really good one because almost all 5 of them are probably like somewhere in the top 15 for quarterbacks, which is great.
They're all
You
getting
know,
a second contract.
Yeah,
That's
you don't
always
usually
a good
get
sign.
that. Like you compare those 5 to the Allen class 5, 3 of them there at one point looked like they were never going to play football again. So
Dude,
it's
compare it to 2021. There's maybe one name that's going to get a second contract in that class. Like
Yeah,
you had Lawrence, Wilson,
God.
Lance, Fields, and Jones, and Lawrence is probably the only one that's getting an extension. Fields might get his 5th
Didn't
year.
Jones
picked up.
already get one? I thought he got that stupid one.
Oh, that's Daniel Jones. I'm talking about McCorkle.
Oh,
I'm talking about Mac Jones. I'm
Bro,
talking
I
about the
hate
one
this
that's about to get traded.
I hate there's 2 quarterbacks named Jones.
Yeah, but like that's the duality of quarterbacks, man. Like you could have one, like that was 2 years, that was 1 year apart. 2020, 2021, completely different
And
drafts.
could you imagine if you had a pick in 2020 and you traded back to 21 because you thought you could get a better one there? Yeah, great, love it.
Tough. And then
Yeah.
you have last year, like I mean, Young doesn't look terrible, but Stroud's really good. It looked like Richardson was going to be a player. Like
Mhm.
Levis has shown signs. Like
Mhm.
it just happens like that sometimes.
I love how
Freaking
almost
Purdy
all
was a
4 of the
7th-round pick.
I love how almost all 4 of the big sports drafting's kind of different. In basketball, it's like if you're not a top like 10 pick, there's like very little hope. And if you're a 2nd rounder, just go home. But in hockey, it's like, hey, you could be a walk-on 7th rounder and you might make it. Who knows? Fuck it.
You can be undrafted and make it.
Yeah.
Shout out Tyler Johnson.
And then there's baseball, who's like they actually had to cut the draft back because they had too many guys. They're like, hey, you in the 47th round, you want to play baseball? We know you've never.
What's
hit
the
a
thing?
bat.
There's so many rounds in the draft. Like you might have been drafted by a baseball team and you didn't know it.
You don't even know it.
Right.
They see you playing like in the backyard in like a field. You're drafted.
Yeah, but then there's football, and it's like you could draft a punter in the 7th round, and he's your starter next year. It's crazy. It's like the only sport where like any round can make an impact the next year.
And I think
it's really cool.
I was just gonna say, I think it's just because of like the wide range of like there's so many 21 to 24-year-olds that get drafted, and you could so
Mhm.
easily find a guy who is just as polished. He would just went to a D2 school for 3
Yeah.
years and then transfer for 2 more. Like we're seeing so much more of that nowadays. I feel like age as a prospect is now becoming such a valuable thing
Mhm.
because like I mean, look at what the Steelers are doing right now. Like they want to trade for Justin Fields. And like they just drafted Kenny Pickett 2 years ago. Fields is still younger than Pickett. He got drafted
Yeah.
2 years before. Like there's such a
Yeah.
varying age of difference in these rookies when they come out. Like
Yeah, that's a really cool thing compared to like I know in hockey it's 18. I'm pretty sure in basketball it's 18. Or
you can actually have a 19-year-old get drafted.
I don't know what it's like in basketball with the committing and all that, but I know it's still not as wide of a range. But you're right. In football, if you're competing, you can just keep taking guys who are older and closer to being ready than trying to, swing for younger guys that could develop more.
It's never more valuable than to have good scouts in
Yeah.
the NFL. You'll save so
Right,
much money.
for sure.
Like look at the Rams. The Rams had to completely tear apart their team last year, and they made the playoffs this year because they drafted Pierce. They didn't have a single pick in the first 2 rounds last year, and I think they drafted 5 starters in the draft.
Which is
like, come
insane.
on, like that's
Crazy.
insane. Like
Yeah,
Kobe Turner, Byron Young, they had 2 corners they drafted, and they had Kyron Williams. Like it's just an insane draft class, and they didn't have any big capital to do it. Like,
Mhm.
and I feel like a lot of sports like you need good scouting, but like
Yeah.
I don't know,
In
man.
football, it's the most because like you can find these gems so much easier. There's also so many positions as well. 11 on offense, 11 on defense. and
53
all-
men make a roster, man.
Yeah,
And then you
all
got
the
10 on
backups.
practice squad.
So, if you just need a niche player, the odds are the best puncher's not going to the round 5 or 6. So if you pick him, he's making your team.
100%.
I remember
That's the beauty of
watching
it.
this video of like breaking down the luck involved in each sport, and like hockey was on one end where it's like the most luck based sport, it's like the most team based sport, whereas like on the other end you got basketball, like that's the most star driven sport. Like they
Mhm.
do videos and studies like that. I'm wondering if they could do a video for like what is the easiest sport to scout, like just based off variables and all that. I don't know, but I feel there's got to be something like that out there.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think there's a
sorry.
correlation between the. Well, I was going to touch on the first bit there with the luck and the star driven. I mean, of basketball, it's really like your 5 starters make the most impact.
Yeah.
Hockey, it's like
Mhm.
your whole team. You kind of need, we've seen with McDavid, he can't carry it, but we've
Your
seen
best
with
player
LeBron
maybe
that-
plays at least your forwards like maybe play a third of the game. If you got a defenseman, they could play
Yeah.
half the game. That's still
But
like,
yeah,
it's
in
so rare,
basketball,
too.
you're probably seeing guys play like 40 minutes if it's crunch time and you have to win. So it's kind of that's what makes sports awesome though, is that like it's different. One
All
team can
different,
win
yeah.
because they're all you got the 3 best players in the league, Golden State, fuck you, or you can win because you got super lucky and
the power of friendship. Woo!
yeah, fuck you, Vegas.
Let's go. Rockies beating the Dodgers, the 121
Oh
Dodgers.
my God,
The power of
please.
friendship.
Sports needs that so badly.
Man.
Yeah. No, I was genuinely curious to hear about, because I thought with Mahomes, I was like, okay, maybe he had an injury or something, or there were just other prospects in front of them that were highly regarded. But no, that was interesting to hear. Like, obviously, there's the potential with him, but I didn't know there was like, oh, he might just not make it at all.
There were people that genuinely thought the guy was going to be a turnover machine in the NFL, which, like, low key, that was Sam Darnold. So it's like the two analyses that they were talking about for years were flip flopped. Like, everyone thought of Sam Darnold as this polished guy that was going to come out of the draft. He ended up being an effing turnover machine as soon as he got out. Like,
the big thing too with football is where you, like Schmitty said, where you go. Getting picked 10th is huge compared to getting picked last, because the last place team could be just complete dog water. 10th place could have been like, 10th place could have been like 6 and 9 or whatever,
Or it's the Chiefs case where they were an effing playoff team and traded up. Like, that's such a good scenario.
So you have a good team already. He's coming in with a great coach who was, with the Eagles before, I believe it was.
Yep.
And just like he kind of went into a perfect system. If you put him on the, third.
I'll say it. If he went to the Bears, I don't think he would have been that successful. Everyone loves to do that comparison. Like, everyone loves to be like, the Bears should have drafted Mahomes. I doubt fucking John Fox was going to get that out of, and Mahomes would have started year 1. That's like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I was going to keep it continuity, at least if he was still like the third quarterback off the board or whatever. Let's say he goes to the 5th place team. I don't know who it was that year. They probably still not as good. He might have got there eventually, but fuck, he would not have had the dominant 6 years he's had since. He
had the perfect scenario to come into, because his second year, they had a great offense. They already made the playoffs 2 years before now, because they made it 2 years with Alex Smith prior. Travis Kelce was like just coming into form that year. Tyreek Hill was just them a menace, and then you had Sammy Watkins. Like, they had weapons back then.
They had weapons.
And that's what makes Mahomes so impressive now. Yeah. He doesn't need that now.
He doesn't need it now, but when he came in, he had it to help him develop.
And that's what makes it so much better.
You can make the same case probably for Lamar. Wasn't he like a really late first-round pick? He came into a team where he didn't have to be the starter. He didn't have to be the guy. And then he ended up doing it anyways.
I mean, Jordan Love, for God's sake, he just sat for 4 years and I'd be the first to say I didn't think he would come in and immediately succeed as he has. It took him like 5 weeks and he was immediately in form. So like,
it's crazy. He was written off so fast, and they just really showed the value though of holding on to some of these guys and not giving up right away.
Not every pick has to be a day 1 starter.
Exactly.
And I feel like that needs to be stated a lot in a lot of leagues.
Your pick who's going to be the best, not who's going to be starting on your roster day 1.
Yeah, unless you're Stan Bowman.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, damn, we've gone like half an hour on the football. That's all right. I wasn't even paying attention. Well, it's like genuinely
Football's fun
interesting.
to talk about, man.
No, it's genuinely interesting to hear you guys and kind of talk more about that. Like, obviously, Super Bowl is done now. So, what's the chain of events? Like, when is the draft? When is free agency and all that? And then when does the next season start?
Drafts into April. We
Okay,
have
yeah.
free agency
I think I knew
first or second week of March. I think it's second week.
Oh,
Like,
so
new
it's
season
before the
kicks off in
draft.
March. Yeah.
Yeah, football's cool compared to hockey, where like the free agency happens beforehand. Hockey, it's like, hey, here's the draft, and then hey, go re-sign everybody, and then free agency's in a week. Fuck off. And this one's cool.
I'm going to my cottage. Fuck you. Yeah,
Dude, it's sick at football because like depending on what teams do in free agency, it kind of shows their hand of what they're going to do in the draft.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like
You kind of get a tell as opposed to the other way in hockey, where it's like, hey, are they going to take? I mean, the first overall pick's the first overall pick, but your first 2 rounds, if you're like pick 16, you don't know what you're getting in free agency yet. But in football, you kind of know. You're going in with your team and what you picked up.
That's why I kind of laugh at like NFL mock drafts right now because like we genuinely don't know what any of these teams will do at least until free agency. Free agency will give us somewhat of an idea, especially with quarterbacks, because like if you don't have a quarterback coming out of free agency, you're probably drafting one. Like, that shows your hand a little bit. But like, I mean, last year it was clear after free agency the Bears were going to draft a line, and that was what they did first round, like 100%. And like that's kind of been the case with like at least my team a lot the last couple of years. Like you'll know what they're drafting based on who they sign, 100%. Like everyone was like, oh, they're going to draft a linebacker next year. Then they spent what was it, like $25 million a year on 2 linebackers. Like now they don't need to get a linebacker. Like
because you got Edmonds and somebody else
and Edwards. Yeah, they were both really solid this year, and people will still complain that they traded Roquan. Like I don't care.
Welcome to sports.
Yeah, Edmonds turned it on after his knee injury, though. That's for sure. He had a good injury in the middle of the year. That
I remember in the beginning of the year, he was having like Bills fans were taking victory laps because he was struggling, and it's like,
well, he didn't fucking play. He sat out every practice up until the week before opening day.
Yeah.
Like, of course, he's gonna look like shit. Like,
and it's going to completely different system. Like you guys run 3 linebackers, right? Bills only ran 2. It's completely different. I can't that.
We either run 3 or run nickel, but
like, we ran nickel the whole time, so it was always him and Milano. So you're going from being the only other guy to getting a little bit more support. Completely different stuff.
Oh yeah, I think he had like a new career high in interceptions this year, so he had a very solid year.
Good for him, man.
But yeah,
the Bears have the first overall pick, right?
Yes, they do. Again,
Who are they? Is it Caleb Williams? Who are they taking? Like, who do you think they should take?
I'm at the point where I don't. They could go either way, and I'm fine with it. Like everyone likes to start a war about like what side they should go to. Like this is the best situation the Bears have been in so long. Like you either trade down, get a haul, keep Fields, and try to like basically do what the Dolphins did and just stack the team with weapons for him, or you trade Fields, get some draft capital for him, and you take Caleb Williams or Drake May, whoever they think is the best available. Like at that point, I'll just trust the GM on who he thinks is the best. Like obviously everyone's got their opinion. I really don't care.
I gotta ask you this. Sorry to cut you off because I was just checking out. Who is Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels is the quarterback for LSU, and he was a transfer from ASU like 2 years ago, and he is like LSU's got one of those offenses where he just thrived in. Like his deep ball is so good. They have 2 first-round receivers on that team. Like he's really accurate and he's really fast, but I don't know. There's something about like he's like under 200 pounds and he likes to take contact, and that's just not a good combination. That's a scrambling quarterback.
This mock had like Williams first, and then Daniel second to the Commanders, and then May 4th.
Yeah,
May the 4th.
I don't agree with that.
I was a little confused, but so what picks do you have? Obviously, first and.
We have 1 and 9, and then we traded our second for Sweat. But if I had to guess, I'm thinking we're going to get a second for Fields. Like that's been the conversation.
All right.
Like
so
some people say they can even get a 1. I don't think
you don't have to give necessarily names, but like so you want quarterback. You want the like. Let's say they kept the pick. What would you?
All right. So if they keep the pick, the dream is to get Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors. Like that would be the dream. And like with the way they're talking about the mocks right now, Malik Neighbors has dropped a lot more.
Yeah, this one has him at 12.
Yeah, he's not getting past 9 if he's at 9.
Yeah.
But I can see a scenario where the top 3 receivers are off the board 5, 6, 7, or like 4, 6, 7, something like that.
Yeah,
The Giants see one.
I hate this mock because it's got a bunch of trades. So it's like projected trade with New England Patriots, and it's got the Bears taking Melvin Harrison Jr. third.
Yeah, that's the trade where they have like I think it was like they trade pick 9 Fields and something else for pick 3.
And I think it's just this one just says trade compensation package for Fields and pick 9.
It's one, it would never happen because why would you trade for Fields and then trade the pick to get a receiver? But that's a whole other thing. But like in an ideal world, I would like the Bears to assess their edge rusher in free agency so they don't have to use that pick 9 on them. So that pick 9 can either be used on a receiver, it could be used on a lineman if you really want to get greedy. Because like I think they have 2 fine tackles, but you could definitely go take like one of the really good tackle prospects. And I wouldn't really
there's
complain.
3 offensive tackles in the top 10, and there's an edge rusher.
Yeah. Like Dallas Turner or Liatu Latu, I wouldn't mind. It's just like I would much rather prefer like the way they talk about Malik Neighbors is Malik Neighbors plays like DJ Moore. So you're telling me we can have another DJ Moore on the other side of the field. Another dark horse would be Brock Bowers, just because like just get another playmaker in the offense. But I don't know. I'm pretty flexible with who they can draft. The only way I'm going to be pissed is if like they take a corner, which they shouldn't. So I'm pretty open to whatever they're going to do. Just like the only thing that's going to really piss me off is if they take a quarterback and keep Fields. I think that's the stupidest outcome.
That would be really stupid. Yeah.
Like, yeah, let him compete in camp. Let's kill the rookie's confidence and let's kill Fields' value while we're at it.
Yeah.
Like, you
birds
pick one
with one
lane or the
stone.
other. You don't get to ride in the middle of the road. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my 2 cents at least. And then, like, at least
that's
my
totally
opinion
fair,
for y'all, I think the Bills need to take a receiver. And
that's what I
receiver
want.
class.
I've
Where
read
are
like
the Bengals picking? How
I
can we
just
make
read
this
like
about
4
the
mocks and
Bengals?
they have all of them taking an edge. And if we take an edge, dude, I will be fucking jumping off.
Yo, Edge, bro, I would edge.
Picking the Rated R superstar, that's pretty epic.
Oh man.
No, but yeah, like this is a receiver class that I could at least say is 10 deep of people I like. So
Yeah. No, it's totally fair.
and also I don't think it's going to be a good free agency class for receivers because like we are now seeing a shift in the league of value of players, and receiver value has skyrocketed. And guys like Michael Pittman and T. Higgins, I think, are just getting franchise tagged. They're not getting to the open market. Not a chance.
Yeah. Pierce, you asked. I think the Bengals pick 18th.
Yeah,
That's a good
I just
spot.
looked it up on Wikipedia.
Very nice.
I mean, they could always use line to protect Burrow.
Yeah, that one had them taking an offensive tackle.
Yeah.
I don't think this Joe Burrow guy is cutting it. I think they should drop another quarterback.
Oh man. What do you mean? Jake Browning's so elite. God, I love that narrative that Joe Burrow stinks. That's my favorite. What if he's just good because of all these weapons? Oh man. When did Joe Burrow become Tua?
Joe Burrow stinks. I've seen the Chargers quarterback stinks. I can't remember his name right now.
Herbert, yeah.
Thank you. I was like Hurts. It's not Hurts. I'm like, it's an H, but it's something.
Yeah, the Herbert.
Yeah, people just like to hate at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, football's a fun sport, Pierce.
I like 2022. I paid a fair attention to it, especially that year when the Bengals made to this, and they had a good run last. Well, they beat the Bills, didn't they? And then I think they lost to the Chiefs. Yeah, like I was paying a lot more attention, but then this year, once the Burrow injury happened, I've just been so busy. I'm like, I just kind of tuned out. But yeah, I want to at least like try to educate myself on the upcoming draft and like just kind of know basic stuff. So.
Yeah, sure. Hey, man, nothing wrong with learning about sports, especially if you take.
No, I always like listening to you guys talk. Like it's nice to like listen to a conversation. Like I don't really know what I'm talking about at all. It's nice to hear 2 people that do.
Well, if you want just like starters for the NFL draft, this is going to be a really deep court. Well, they say it's going to be a deep quarterback class. I think there's like 4 guys that I think can be good players in this, but we'll see. Quarterbacks are so hit or miss. I do think it's going to be a really good receiver class. I think it's a really good offensive tackle class. And I think if I had to put my money on it, the corner class is going to be better than people think it is. But if those are the primary positions, like this is going to be a hot draft for teams because those are all primary positions of need for a lot of teams, or not even that, just positions you want to prioritize over like interior offensive line or off-ball linebacker or something. Like you want a quarterback, you want an edge rusher, you want a left tackle, you want a receiver, and you want a number one corner. If you had to have 5 positions, those are the ones you want. 6'1", maybe a kicker. But like,
I'm sorry, I hear edge rusher and my immature ass just can't help but not laugh.
You're not
are
supposed
you
to rush
mooning,
the
are
edge.
you edging, or are you on my fucking dime?
Me and the fellows getting on Lego Batman so we can use the goon helicopter.
Oh God. Lagoon helicopter.
Oh yeah, we talked about football for 40 minutes. Listen, Taylor Swift, I know your boyfriend won the Super Bowl, but Bobby McMahon just scored a hat trick against the St. Louis Blues. Let's talk about hockey.
Trade value.
Yes. Trade value stonks.
Time to make Drew miserable when they trade only him for Noah Hannafin. I don't know.
Dude, I would actually feel
Bobby McMahon
honestly,
for Noah Hannafin. 1-for-1, baby.
as a guy who lives in the city, I hope it doesn't happen only because of how depressed this entire city will be.
For Hannafin?
Dude, if they get Bobby McMahon for Hannafin and that's it, I think there will be multiple
yeah.
car
Okay. I
crashes.
thought you meant just like the city liked Hannafin that much. I was like, that I did not know.
Yeah, I think-
okay.
I mean, I think the city likes the Pirate team a little too much, but
That's fair.
it's not
Like-
not a bad thing. You know what? It's better to like your team than hate them. But
Yeah. Who would hate the team
Who
they
would-
like? Gee, that's
who would
such
hate
a,
that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Him-
Clearly you don't hate
No
your team. They just
sportsman
won
would ever
7-0.
do
Fuck. I mean, they were booed off the ice the 2 nights before. So
You
I don't know. I
know,
think,
the duality
Oh,
of
my
man is something that does not need to be further discussed.
hey, listen, when you lose 2-1 and you have 50 shots and then you win 7-0 on 28, fuck you. You know,
I think that's more an
Alex
indictment on the
Tuch's going top
Kings.
shelf in the circle. Like, Jesus.
Oh,
I think
my
that's more an
God.
indictment on the Kings that they lost to that Sabres team.
But remember,
They've
Tom
lost-
McClellan was the problem, guys.
they lost to that Sabres team twice in like 2 weeks.
Holy.
Todd McClellan's like second last loss. They blew a 3-goal lead against the Sabres, and that
Oh,
didn't
that's
get him
rough.
fired.
Ugh. Yeah, just a fucking doozy of a year for hockey, isn't it? Oh man, what's the next
So
topic, Pierce?
Oh yeah, I kind of wanted to transition that Bobby McMahon thing where I'm like, oh,
okay.
but we're not talking about him.
Oh,
we're talking
hey,
about his
talk-
teammate
talk-
Morgan Riley, who
the
just got
Leafs,
suspended for 5 games. What?
It's all about the Leafs.
Well, of course.
He's fighting it, right? I think I read that today.
Yeah,
they're
they're-
appealing it.
Yeah, the NHLPA is appealing, I think.
So he missed last night's game, so it's 4 games right now, right?
Mhm.
That's 3, 4. All right. So I mean, maybe they'll drop a game. I don't know.
They're not dropping shit.
I don't think they will, but
They're
I
not
don't know.
dropping
We've seen
anything.
stupider things happen.
This
Did
whole
Spezza-
situ- Oh,
Did
sorry.
Spezza's get dropped?
I don't think so.
Spezza's
Did it? I don't
suspension.
think so.
I thought it went from 6 to 4.
Maybe, but like
Yeah,
even
it
then,
did.
ugh,
Yeah.
that does at that
Jason
point. It's
Spezza
just like,
suspension reduced to 4 games by Gary Bettman.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like this whole situation is so ridiculous. Like, why are we giving Sens fans the spotlight? Like, can we not do this anymore? Let them be in,
Yeah.
let them think that they're gonna like make a second half run, even though we're in game 53 or whatever.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna go 30-1 in the finals, 31 games and still miss. So
Edmonton
They're
just
gonna
did
go
it,
on their
Jacob. It's
hamburger
clearly
run again. Let's
possible.
go.
yeah, dude, it's clearly they have the best German in the league. So if the second best in Draisaitl can do it, clearly they can do it with Stützle.
Yeah, and then they have the best Canadian in the league in Claude Giroux. Like, come on, guys.
I
Like,
thought you
they're
were gonna
ready to
say like
go.
Josh Norris or something.
Oh, I was gonna say Batherson, but I was like, nah, that's no. We're not going to.
That's not believable.
No.
Oh,
it's-
breaking news.
No,
by
Parker
the way.
Kelly is the best Canadian. I think he's from
9
Canada
minutes
at
ago,
least.
Flyers are naming a captain soon.
Couturier.
I would assume so, but they just posted a New Jersey drop with the C.
Scott Lawton, and then they trade him. Let's go.
Okay, you know what?
Could you imagine? That would be
You
great.
didn't have to go there.
Put that in your pipe and
I mean, you're
smoke it,
not
liberals.
wrong.
Oh man.
captain for 1 game. Yeah, I don't know.
Own the
Just to
Woods.
touch on the Riley thing, it was a stupid shot. Did it deserve that? No. Did it deserve an answer? Probably. Does he get suspended if he just like tackles him or fights him? No. He cross-checked him in the head, and that's stupid and dangerous, and you're gonna miss games for it.
Yeah,
End of
I feel like
discussion. I don't know.
I really just feel like this was one of the valid suspensions. Like the only other one that got an in-person hearing was the Perron hit, and these are
And
almost
it was-
identical in
yeah.
terms of just like this is unnecessary.
The
Like,
thing I hate is because player safety is so stupid. Is like you'll see Leaf fans try to own you with like, oh well, this only got one, or this got a fine. It's like, yeah, okay, those should have got games too.
yeah,
Like the Jacob Trouba swing down on someone's head should have got 2 games. He got a fine. That's stupid. Somebody crossed.
Yeah, I like pancakes. Doesn't mean I don't like waffles, guys.
Yeah, this deserved 5. This thing that got 0 probably deserved 2. I both can be true. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
yeah.
have
But
to
guys,
be
guys, we have to complain about George Peros every time because remember, if we keep complaining, he might change it.
he might change, or it's just the fact that your team does a lot.
Bro,
of
that's the
stupid
only thing in
stuff.
the
I don't know,
sport
man.
that'll happen.
Maybe play clean hockey. I don't know, guys. Like this is
It's
such an
always
avoidable outcome. Oh,
always
maybe
retaliatory.
don't lose to the Senators, so this doesn't even fucking happen. How about
That
that?
is my
don't have an
whole
empty
point
net.
with the situation. Like, okay, I get like taking, Redley Drake is doing that for the bait. Like he got exactly what
Oh,
he
it's
wanted out of
hilarious.
that.
Absolutely.
Do I
yeah.
agree? Would I personally do that? No, probably not. But this Senators team knows it is not going anywhere. Redley Gregg is taking the slap shot and he's trying to piss off the Leafs, and he did just that. I don't care
Mhm.
what reaction he had, whether that he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have been cross-checked." Like, you knew exactly what he
Yeah.
was doing there. And
Mhm.
I am a believer of you need to stand up for your team, but when someone's taking a slap shot on an empty net, it doesn't matter whether they like slid that in or slap shot. A goal is a goal. Like, the time where you stand up for yourself is when your team is getting ragged all around and no one is doing anything about it. This is
Mhm.
not the time to go cross-check someone in the face. Morgan Riley, like, objectively, like 5 games, I think is it's a fine amount. Like, I can't argue against that. It's just
And all
very.
the people. Oh, sorry. I just want to say. All
I was
the
gonna
people
say he
pocket-
took.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say all the people pocket watching can shut up. Like he's making $7 million a year. Like this
Yeah.
does not affect his wallet whatsoever.
Jesus
Guys, let's
Christ.
stop
Oh my
feeling.
God, he
Guys,
lost
you know what? No, I
70K.
disagree.
Wow.
Let's feel bad for millionaires.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no! He can't go out and have his $40,000 dinner anymore. Like, give me a fuck.
Remember that
The thi-
episode of South Park where it's like that episode where they're illegally downloading music. It's like Britney Spears was looking to get this new jet. Now she'll have to wait 1 more month to get it. Yeah, that's when they get suspended. It's pocket change to them.
Literally, bro.
the thing I
But no,
hate
they
about
took.
is
Sorry,
like,
I'm trying to
it's-
finish up.
No,
the point.
it's okay. You finish and then I'll go.
Yeah, I just to wrap it up. Like, Riley, he took the bait. I mean, and he's your best. Yeah, best team's
Yeah.
defenseman. And I mean, hey, they won last night against the Blues, so maybe that
Mhm.
is a shot in the arm. Yeah,
Oh,
the shot in
wow.
the arm this team needs. But like, you're still fighting for a playoff spot. All these games matter when your best defenseman is out of the lineup because that guy took a slap shot on an empty net. Like,
It's
it doesn't
just-
matter what the result. Like, fine. I understand you don't like that. Go, like, I don't know, like go over to him, like, stick your glove in your face. You can do anything but that. So
Yeah, like I said, the response was just stupidity. If you had
Yeah.
went to him and you tackle him into the boards, you just bear hug him into the boards, or if you make
yeah,
him
Sean
fight you-
Couturier is captain, by the way.
Oh, okay,
For the
that makes
Flyers.
Thank you. And everyone was correct. There's nothing. Like, you might get like a game if you like beat the snot out of them, but the fact that you cross-checked them is what got you that. And it's always the retaliation stuff. That's what got Perron 6. Just because your captain's on the ground because of a suspect hit that turned out to be an accident, you can't cross-check a guy in the face. It's
No.
illegal. You can't, like when Kadri did it in the playoffs, you can't board a dude from behind. They're penalties.
Can't hit him in the
It
numbers.
doesn't.
Like,
It doesn't matter what happened before. If what happened before wasn't a penalty and you do something too extreme, you're gonna get suspended. It just don't do it.
yeah, it
Otherwise-
all starts from just a pointless empty net play. Like it just reminds me of a couple years ago when Panarin like went to shoot his hat trick empty net goal against the Rangers and Keith Yandel just double axe handled him afterwards on the angle.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like what? There's no need for that. And it's on an
Yeah,
empty netter. Like fuck.
you're losing anyways. Like, you doing this, you took the frustration out too late. If
There's
you wanted
5
to,
seconds left. Like
if you wanted to stop him, do it when he's got a breakaway or something. Stop it before it goes in the net. I don't know what to tell you, man.
maybe do something
Or,
when
you know,
it's
win the
3-5.
game.
Like I
Yeah,
don't know.
win the game that against like the last place team in the NHL. It
Mhm.
reminds me of Mark Scheifele hitting Jake Evans after that empty netter in the playoffs a couple
my
years ago.
God.
Like, why?
Yeah, dude.
Why?
If you really wanted to stop it, you would have skated harder back and hit him before he put it in,
Mhm.
not after. I like again, just stupid stuff that people will keep finding ways to say is okay because if like the thing where if he does nothing, then it shows you have no backbone. Do you guys sign Ryan Reeves to have a backbone and he does nothing? He got walked
Ryan
by
Reeves, if he winning the hypothetical like cup,
dude.
like
He got knocked over yesterday by a 5'9" guy. No one's scared of this team.
from Australia.
If you think anyone's scared because Morgan Riley took a stupid cross-checking suspension, give your head a shake, man.
You're
It's
still
not
gonna
true.
get dog walked by any physical team. Like it's just the way it is. Like you're telling me this is gonna scare the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning? Give me a fucking break. Oh my
Or the
gosh.
Boston
Shiver me
Bruins,
timbers,
or the New
man.
York
They're gonna get it.
Literally,
Rangers,
bro.
or,
Like
yeah.
Nick Cousins is gonna hit you in the balls and then fucking turtle afterwards and get a penalty or draw a penalty.
Mhm.
Like this is not gonna change anything.
Yeah, I was listening to the Dangle podcast before this, and they're like, it's no longer like you being the big bad guy. It's the guy who can like, it's you being the rat and like you not being the lion. To bring it back to the whole Stephen A. Smith, like you can't just go around beating up guys. You got to be the guy that now draws that, and that's why like
Yeah.
Brad Marchand is so effective. Like Matthew Tkachuk is so effective.
It looks like Rodriguez on his way to being that.
You got to be bait. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can't be the guy who's always falling for the trap. You have to be the guy who fucking sets
That's
it
the trap.
sometimes. Yeah.
Like
And
It's a trap.
I was just gonna say, like they could play that style too. Like you're telling me if Mitch Marner played like a rat, he wouldn't be like the most hated player in the league for being that.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, you have Mitch Marner, who's already hated by your fan base. Who cares? You got Bertuzzi and Domi. You have a plethora of guys on the bottom six who can be your rats. You can't
dude,
tell
make
tell
their
me-
life hell and then hit
Yeah.
the gritty when you score on them. Like
You
that's the
tell me
whole
Kelly
thing this
are
team
not
should
Jake
be right
Wallman,
now.
baby.
Like,
Woo!
Jesus, this is not rocket science. But no,
Yeah,
they have
but-
to try to fit a square peg into a round hole because that's what hockey is at the end of the day.
Yeah, Ryan Reeves is just yada, but he doesn't actually do anything about it. Again. Yeah.
Yeah, that quote that was like, yeah, if this happened when I was a rookie, he'd still be on the ice. And it's like, bro, dude, you shouldn't even be on the ice.
Yeah,
What are
and
you
you
talking
This wouldn't
about?
happen if
minutes
I
a
were on the
fucking
ice.
game. Like, oh my gosh.
This wouldn't happen if I were on the ice. Says player of team that always happens to them.
This wouldn't happen if we had me. Shit. Maybe I'm the issue.
Oh well,
Yeah, maybe I should just like be better. At
Maybe I'm
hockey.
the
I don't
asshole.
know. This is weird. Like I love how like that breed of player is dying, and everyone's like, "Why is it dying?" It's like it's not dying. It just evolved into guys that are actually good at scoring too while doing it.
They're good at scoring and they're physical and they can fight. I mean,
Like-
like
Marcus Foligno is the perfect example of that right now.
bro, Jamie Benn used to
Oh,
be that like a couple years ago. He was
Mhm.
insufferable to play against, and if you wanted to fight him, you would. I mean, look, Corey Perry made a living off it for 20 years, and he scored 50 goals.
he still
Hard.
is. Yeah,
Bro, I don't like.
might win a cup this year.
I hope not.
Don't
I'd say now the
actually,
beginning of the
maybe.
year. Am I right,
forgot
Hawks
He's on
fans?
Edmonton now. I thought he was still
Yeah.
in Tampa.
Yeah,
Maybe. We'll see.
no.
He gets like the half pass. We'll see. He might not.
He gets
But,
half
like-
a ring.
Could you imagine? He just gets an earring. Here you go, man. Wear this one.
Earring.
Oh,
Or give him half one to like make a necklace out of it.
yeah, dude. Just like you said, though, players are good now and they do it. The two Kachucks can hit and fight and play. Felino's a great.
You're the
one.
prime example. Yeah.
Fuck, Ryan Hartman made a killing, and he can play defense like a fucking or like a great defensive Selke center. Just be good at the game and do it. It's not that hard.
It's really not, and
It's
players are
not.
doing it, and that's like it's just a sign of you can't evolve with the times, and it's a shame that a team that was like so analytically inclined at one point is trying to do that now. Like, they,
Yeah, now
oh,
the analytics couldn't win, so now they're going out and going against everything they had, and they're just trying to get guys who are tough and physical, and they're bad at hockey.
like imagine if Colorado did that a couple years ago, and instead of getting like Lehkonen, they were like, "Oh, let's go get Pat Maroon because that's gonna help." Pat Maroon's
Radko
not a good player,
Gudas.
but you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, it. I remember when they started making those signings, and you could just see they all had the one thing in common. It was like, hey, here's Bertuzzi, not a tough guy, but his uncle was, and his defense sucks. And here's Domi, his dad was tough, and his defense sucks. And here's Ryan Reeves, he's the only one who's actually tough, and his defense sucks. And here's John
But
Klinger,
he sucks.
he's not
He just
tough,
sucks.
but his
Everything else.
defense sucks. And it was like, what are you guys doing? Your team defense was shit. Now you just added 4 guys who can't do anything.
And that's the worst
Oh.
part. Like their team defense got better the last couple of years, and they just
Yeah.
plummeted this year. Like
Well, I
ever
mean,
since the COVID
yeah.
year, they've been actually pretty good 5-on-5. But like,
And they're not.
Well,
even
it's like the
looking at
team that's
guys
got
they added. They're
110,
just like,
115 points is
Yeah.
good.
they're
Oh,
like, hey, let's blame TJ Brody and Giordano for being old and not the
Jake
guys
McCabe.
you brought in.
And Simon Benoit.
you know, I
Simon
just don't
Benoit.
think Timothy Lilligren has it. It's like maybe he just never did it. And you wanted him to be the number one defenseman. Like,
Dude, Timothy Lilligren is like a perfect top four defenseman, and he still gets ragged on because he's not the guy. And they're gonna trade him for
He's
a
not
guy
Erik
who's shit.
Karlsson.
And I can't wait for it.
oh yeah, they're trading him for Tenorti. Don't worry, they need more size.
I was just gonna say
Please,
Connor
something-
Murphy. I like that one.
I was
better,
thinking
though.
Connor Murphy, but Tenori's way funnier.
Both of them. You know what? Take both of them. Here's your new
It
pair.
won't cost them anything, that's for sure. Oh wait, they can't afford to take on a $1 million contract. Hey,
Yeah.
a la Sam Lafferty.
Oh man.
What a tire fire.
Well,
He's
we
gonna
can
sue my
retain
brother.
that half that contract and get Matthew Nice finally. I think.
Oh, there you go. You're gonna love Easton Cowan and Nick Robertson.
Dude, Easton Cowan's never playing a game
And
for the
Fraser
Leafs.
Minsk.
Like, I don't know why this is getting.
I
hyped
feel
up.
so bad for him because like he actually is having a decent year, but like that guy never playing for you.
Oh,
if he-
it's nothing against him being bad. It's just they'll trade him before he even gets up
he
there.
had.
Like,
I mean, they have to at this point. If
Yeah,
you're keeping all
like-
your players, trade them.
everyone's like, he's
Um,
like he and Minton are going to make it out of camp. Like you can't set your goal on that right now. Your players are in their prime.
It's not even that. It's like if they did, you guys hate Matthew Nyes. He's playing okay, but he doesn't have 90 points. So you hate him. You imagine
Rookie
what
when
they're doing.
Leaf fans when rookie hits said rookie wall. He's a bust. Get him off my team.
I hate this kid. We should have traded him for Marc Andre Fleury. It's like, brother, shut the fuck
And
up.
Brendan Hagel.
Yeah, you should have, honestly, because at least we could have fucking used him. Oh man.
But anyway, to
He'd be
segue
lighting up the
this
role
from
of Dickinson right now.
to segue this from Toronto and Matthews being their best player, he's from Arizona, and Arizona doesn't have a
Ha,
home right now.
ha, 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 ha,
Oh yeah, Pierce
Great, we
Evans-
found the connection.
Oh, here we
Um,
go.
Yeah, I don't know everything that's going on.
Ah,
I read some of
shit.
the stuff.
Here we go
Man,
again.
They're so dumb. What is their ownership group doing? Besides nothing,
Not paying money. That's for starters.
not
like me
showing
for
up
real?
to fucking meetings.
You
You
like me
don't
for
have a
real?
home, and there's like, hey, we're gonna
You like
we're gonna
me
have
for
a
real?
meeting with these guys, and you just don't just no show. You imagine that?
It's juvenile.
I actually feel bad for the fans, all three of them.
Oh, poor Ian.
Poor Ian. Actually,
Here's-
no, he's a furry. Poor Empy.
And MP.
Yeah, and Empy. Jesus.
Actually, Empy's like a Vegas fan at this point. Now they're down to 2 fans, dude. This is crazy.
Can't believe they lost a third of their fan base overnight. That's tough.
That's terrible, dude.
Oh, Pierce, what were you going to say though?
I don't remember now.
Oh, I was gonna mention one thing about the Arizona situation. Like everyone likes to talk about like when the Utah guy announced he wanted an NHL team because yeah, it was the NHL trying to cover up for a very terrible situation at the time with the Hockey Canada stuff. But I feel like that was a bigger sign of what's coming with Arizona than anything. Like this is the
Mhm.
easiest fix ever. You move
Yeah.
them to Salt Lake City, where it has already been proven you can have a successful. They already have a league. They already have an arena set up for hockey.
Mhm.
They
And
have.
isn't their owners the same that own the Jazz
Yep.
too?
That's the guy
So
who
they
wants
can
them.
fit that arena for hockey too. It's
Yeah.
not like when in Arizona where the Suns owner like they don't want to do that with.
He
the
wants
Coyotes.
to
Like,
make it fit for
Mhm.
hockey. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
he's made it abundantly clear. You have an owner that wants the team. You
Mhm.
have a city that gets behind whatever team they root for. Go look at like any like BYU, freaking like all those teams. Like
Mhm.
like the Utah Jazz had such an insane following. Go look at the Utes in college football. Like that is one of the hardest arenas to play in or stadiums to play in all of college football. Like teams don't win in Utah. That's a thing. I want to see that environment for a team that is so loaded with young talent in Arizona. Like,
Oh man, could
you're-
you imagine Cooley and Gunther, like the noise that place would make?
and they'll just be hitting their prime too. They'll be
Yeah.
like 22, 23 when that comes around. Like, and then you have all the defensemen they drafted. Hopefully those guys from Russia can get over sooner than later. Like, they have a good young core building. It's just they're gonna have to make a couple decisions on their roster.
They were
down the
pushing
line.
for a playoff spot, like a wild card spot for a while up until recently. Like they have.
They had like the 2021-22 Ducks first half of the season. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
guys, we're good
yeah.
again.
They
And then
still have a lot to work. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the talent is there.
Yeah.
Clearly. Yeah.
I agree. No, it is. And yeah, their defense can get changed, and they drafted a lot of defensemen. That's why they
Mhm.
did. Like,
Yeah.
I think it can get fixed. But
Oh, yeah.
I hope it's not in a college stadium. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like if they had a home coming, I would be like, you know what, it's out there, but like you can't drag this out, dude. It's not just a bad look for the league; it's a bad look for the whole the fans and everything. How do you as a fan look at someone and be like, yeah, I'm a Coyotes fan, the one with 5,000 home seats? Yeah, that
You're
one.
second fiddle in a college arena as a
That's
what you're
sad.
supposed to be a top 4 professional league. Like,
Yeah,
You have players on that team like Cooley and Schmaltz who definitely played in front of more people in college.
mhm.
At North Dakota and Minnesota.
You're getting
It's kind of
changed.
pathetic.
You're getting changed in like a janitor's closet. Like,
it's
I-
it's just
it's so
sad,
bad.
man.
It's so bad. And it's funny because like apparently the ice isn't terrible there, which I think is hilarious. But
Yeah,
it's so unacceptable. You don't see any
Yeah.
other sport do this. I think the closest we've had to this was when the Chargers played in the soccer field for like
Yeah.
2 years, and it was like 50,000 people, I think, or 35,000.
yeah. The
I
only
think
thing
baseball-
that might have come close would have been if the Rays moved to Montreal. They did
Yeah.
split season stuff. That would have been just as embarrassing. Why do you play two
that's
arenas?
why I kind of wanted to bring
two
up is like
stadiums.
the Oakland thing is the closest because they want to move to Vegas, but Vegas doesn't want the Athletics. And then the whole thing of
they
the
don't want the
Coyotes
Athletics?
playing, Coyotes playing in Mole Arena for 1 year. Yeah, it's cute. Like I remember the Blue Jays, like 2021 season, they had to play in Buffalo. I'm like, that's cute. They did it for the
Yeah.
first half of the season, but obviously they went back to Rogers Center and everything was
Mhm.
fine. But okay, it's good for 1 year with Arizona, but like when you're getting beyond that, like it's like, what are we doing here? Like if you had like you played in Mole Arena for 1 year and like, okay, we got a home now, that'd be cool. And that's kind of the same thing with Oakland right now, where they're like, we might play in San Francisco, we might play like elsewhere for a few more years before we go to Vegas, and their a new ballpark is ready, and Vegas doesn't even want to have them there. So yeah, it's
Yeah, at least
Not
with
great.
the Blue Jays one, you can kind of forgive it because it was because of a pandemic. Like that one,
Well,
you
yeah.
can easy, but at the same time, it's one of the only situations where like it would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
But the Oakland one's funny because I didn't even know Vegas didn't want them, but I heard something where Oakland's trying to fight to keep them in Oakland now. They're they hold all the cards in some sort of meeting to try to keep them. I was like, what the hell happened? Everyone,
I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like every team
everyone's-
has left Oakland now. Like
yeah,
I
Mhm.
just don't see it, honestly. And
yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I just can't believe that Vegas wouldn't want a baseball team. Like,
I think they do. They just
Well, I
want,
think
they
the
want a
f-
31st team. Like they want their own team.
they want the
Mhm.
expansion. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they want.
baseball's,
They want that big paycheck.
But the thing is with Vegas, like, well, if Oakland, the Athletics do go to Vegas, they're still going to have the cheap ass owner that they have right now. So you're still
Yeah.
going to have a team that spends half of what an NHL team does. So
Mhm.
Yeah, in the
Is it-
most like fucking over the top city in the world,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have
And-
the most bare bones team. That's not.
They'll
Gonna
be
Mhm.
what, the third sports team going there because the Raiders are there now, right?
They're the fourth because you have the Aces too, the women's basketball team.
Oh, okay, yeah,
shout
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
But there's no professional like men's professional basketball, right?
not yet.
So-
No.
So you'll be the fourth team there. Odds are you're not going to be the first draw, and if you suck, you're definitely not going to be the first draw. Only thing is, I guess they'll be the only summer team, but
Why do you want to go to a baseball? Like, I wasn't one of
Yeah.
like the mock-ups. Like they're gonna do a glass ceiling in Vegas for baseball in the summer. You're gonna get
Oh,
cooked in
yeah.
a tank. Like that is
Yeah,
what
I
that
mean,
is going to be.
if I'm going to Vegas in the summer,
Well, you're
I
gonna be
think I'm
shrimp
going
fried
to
rice.
for everything else, not the baseball.
Yeah, like I can go to a baseball game anywhere. Like, why would I go to Vegas when I want? Like, at least
Yeah.
for like the Golden Knights and stuff. Like, they're the defending. Like, even before they were the defending Stanley Cup champions, like they were an anomaly because they were the only team in the city. Then you have the Raiders, who just have this
Yeah.
illustrious history and this diehard fan base. And then you have
Mhm.
the A's, where it's like they have a diehard fan base. It's just they're in hiding.
I-
They have a great
Yeah.
history too. Like they've been around
yeah.
for over 100 years, but unfortunately, everyone associates them with Moneyball and what they've done the past few
Mhm.
years.
And not
Yeah.
the good teams that used to be. But
It's
unfortunately, too, with the like, if the A's leave Oakland, there's not even a for sure thing they're going to follow the team to Vegas. At that point, they might just give up and follow something else. Not every diehard fan wants to follow a team that moves.
Yep,
Mhm.
it's a big thing. Like I know a lot of Sonics fans that didn't follow them when they went to OKC. That's for sure. They're like,
Yeah.
well, just wait till we get a team back
That's
here.
the thing. What did
And if you don't get one for
Winnipeg
20 years, you'll just pick one closer.
Hell, dude, look at the St. Louis Rams. I bet you all those fans are Chiefs now in St. Louis.
Yeah,
Because
of
it's
course. Why would they be LA fans?
yeah, like why would they be a fan of the team that took them again?
Mhm.
Like
That's like the Jets relocating. Like when they did that back in '96. Who did Jets fans cheer? Did they cheer for the Coyotes or did they go for another team? And then
They
when the
probably
Jets came
laughed
back,
at the fact
yeah,
they lost a team to Arizona, and now that they're
Mhm.
here and they're like kind of semi
they bring it
whatever,
back to
and
Arizona.
Arizona sucks, they're probably just like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't follow them, and I
And same
just
thing
toughed it out.
within Minnesota. Like the North Stars leading to Dallas. Did you become a Stars fan or did you wait 10 years or whatever it was till the Wild
Yeah.
came along?
I mean, maybe you
100%.
became a Stars fan for a bit, and when a team came, you immediately hop ship, but that means you weren't really a fan then. You were just kind of like watching because they had some of the players you liked. You're not diehard. You're not paying to go to the games. You're just watching.
The worst one might be is the Nordiques year after they relocate, Stanley Cup champion.
I
Not
mean,
only, but
Well, I was
the
gonna
thing
say the
with the
Browns
Nord,
too. Sorry.
I was gonna say with the Nordiques, if you're still in Quebec and you still have that team do the Nordiques, are they able to pull off that Patrick Waugh trade? Because you're
Absolutely
in the
not.
same, no.
Absolutely not.
So
Can you
if
imagine
you have no
Waugh being
Patrick
traded to
Waugh,
Quebec?
yeah, if you have no Patrick Waugh on your team, that's probably going to decrease your chance. But you still had Sakic, still had Forsberg, still had all those guys, Hall of Famers. But yeah, that move that must suck. Year right after they go on and win a Stanley Cup.
Mhm.
Yeah, Arizona did to wrap that up. It's again nothing against the fan there. You
They've
see
lost
now, you
another
see.
one.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
The second Arizona Coyotes fan has been lost. They have left.
I've heard so much about the NHL expanding to like 36 teams and stuff at some point.
They want to
that it's
do
like,
Atlanta. Like I know Atlanta.
I've
wants
heard
to get a
Atlanta, I've
team
heard
in there.
Utah, I've heard Quebec, I've heard what's the one in the top of the states in the top west?
Houston.
Portland.
Portland, I've heard. Houston, I've heard. So like there's definitely like more than enough reload or like spots, but if Arizona's to move, I just feel bad for them, man. Like, it is funny, but at the same time, there are people who are going to be genuinely sad about it. And it's because of shitty ownership and
It's-
not really because of anything else.
Yep. And it's multiple owners at this point. It's not just one group anymore.
True,
Like
yeah.
they,
And
they
yeah,
thought
when they
this was
sold
gonna
it
be
to
a
this
fix.
group, everyone thought it would be good, and now these guys look to be just as incompetent.
They're just lazy. Like that's all I'm getting out of this. This is a lack
Yeah.
of professionalism and just pure laziness. Like this is an asset that
Yeah.
they just don't care about, which is kind
Yeah, I
of
think
pathetic.
That's what happens with multi-millionaires and billionaires is they spend money and they don't care about it. I mean, the Pagulas are one in Buffalo now at this point where they were way too hands-on and now they're way too hands-off. Now they don't want to spend money on it. So these people don't want to show up to their meetings to get a home because it'll be fixed on its own and it won't. And kind of shitty. Anyway, speaking of terrible ownerships, let's go to the Calgary Flames and their owner who wouldn't retain money on a trade. What a dickhead.
yeah.
Oh man. So does anyone know like the full extent of this Markstrom trade? Because like I didn't read.
I got the
So-
article pulled up here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll let Pierce
So
break
this
it
is
down.
from NJ Hockey Now, written by James Nichols. I'll read it here. It's been well reported that New Jersey Devils general manager Tom Fitzgerald was going to remain aggressive to upgrade his team ahead of the NHL trade deadline. On Saturday, we learned that the Devils and Calgary Flames were engaged in a serious trade discussion for goaltender Jacob Markstrom. However, the deal fell through and Markstrom remains with Calgary. According to a report, the Swedish goaltender was willing to join New Jersey before the trade was halted. Daily Faceoff insider Frank Cervelli reports that the Flames did, in fact, ask Markstrom if he'd be willing to waive his no-move clause for an intended deal. I think the Devils and Flames were pretty far down the track on a Markstrom deal, Cervelli explained on Daily Faceoff's Morning Cover Hockey. I think it did get to his level to approve it. There were no issues there. Somehow along the way, that trade was scuttled. Don't know how and don't know why, but they were pretty close to nailing it down. You would have seen Jacob Markstrom become a New Jersey Devil, I think, at some point last week. That checks out. Yesterday, Elliot Freeman reported that although the deal died, the Flames and Devils and Flames were in agreement on a package that worked for both teams. The Devils were reportedly ready to at least make Swedish sniper Alexander Holtz a part of the transaction. However, Freeman also reported that he believed the issue between two teams was Calgary retaining salary on Markstrom's $6 million cap hit, and that's where that comes into play. Now, Cervelli believes the Devils will need to look elsewhere for help and goal. Can this be revisited? Cervelli contemplated. My answer is probably not based on the way it played out. And 2, now what? Is there another team that would be willing to step up and pay what would be a pretty significant price in order for Calgary to reshape their goaltending scenario? Devils have played well recently in front of yeah, that's pretty much all relevant.
Yeah, the one I heard was Vitek Vanacek going back for cap reasons, a first top 10 or top something protected, and Holtz for Markstrom half retained for all 3 years.
And then the Blackhawks retaining a bit of that and getting Simon Nemec. I like that.
Very smart.
Jesus.
Yeah, because they don't have their second. They have all 3 of their next first. Holtz doesn't fit this team, and Fucknuts hates him, their coach. And Vanacek's kind of been hit or miss, and they have to move out his salary to make it work.
Yeah, it checks out.
That's kind of what it was looking like. But yeah, the owner refused to retain. That
was it? Is it Murray
Edwards or something? Edwards Murray. I'm not 100% sure. Apparently, he
2 first
refused to
names,
retain any money, which is also kind of linked back to the Lindholm trade they made. Apparently, Vancouver wanted them to retain money, and Calgary told them no, because that trade went through with no retention.
Am I petty enough to say this is like the same thing as James Dolan not wanting to trade his first? Because like,
oh my god, that
I want to fucking have my pick at the Sphere. Like, can you owners like you make millions, almost billions of dollars? You're telling me
hand
you
over
can't?
fist.
Oh my god! Oh, we don't want to pay Jacob Markstrom the $3 million that we were gonna pay him anyway.
Yeah. It's really funny too, because they would have only in that transaction they only lose $600K. Because actually no, they don't. They save money. My bad. Markstrom's got 3 years at $6 million. Retain half, it's $3 million. If you get back, he makes 3.6. So it's 6.6 for the first year, 6.6 for the second, and then $3 million for the third year. You're saving money.
And isn't this the same? Isn't this like, didn't Craig Conroy come out and say like they don't want to fully rebuild because it's going to affect the development of like the Zaries and stuff? And I'm just like, you guys.
I mean, I understand.
For mediocrity.
I think he has to say that because like they can't fully rebuild because of some of the unmovable contracts they have. You're never moving Huberdeau. You're never moving Kadri.
Hey, listen, man. Like having movable contracts has never stopped teams in the past. Like
you're right. I mean, look,
you can find a way. Yeah,
say tanking right now.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I think they're not doing it because the owner would lose too much money, and they just talked about either retooling or rebuilding the Saddle Dome or making a whole new arena.
I thought they wanted to make a new arena, and it was.
I think they're going with the new arena, and they're not going to.
Let's go,
have
Alberta
a shitty team when it starts. Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
It's really funny though, especially with the Jim Dolan one you were talking about. He won't trade his first because he wants to make a nepotism pick at the Dome or at the Sphere. But if you go to the Cup or the playoffs, the owners make all the money because you're not paying the players. Every round you go, you're making more money. So if you fork over the first and make the Cup finals, you're making more money. So he's actively willingly okay with losing potential money to make a stupid pick.
Honestly, you know what I would rather do?
His little ego. It's okay.
You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather go into Vegas at the Sphere, not having to draft a player, but having a fucking ring on my finger.
Bro, having the 30-second pick or not having the 30-second.
I want to be having all the GMs kissing my ass and congratulating me.
Like, what gives Jim Dolan more appreciation? Bringing a ring to New York for the first time since '94, or just picking 21st at the fucking draft
for a guy who won't be in the NHL for probably 3 or 4 years.
Dude, and
but he could be another Gabe Perreault.
Here's the thing I don't get. You have your second. It is not impossible to trade back into the first. Trade your second and a prospect for a fucking late first.
Hell, trade your first next year if you care that fucking much. Like,
exactly.
Jesus.
It's just stupidity. And again, we always think that GMs and owners and all that can't be this stupid, but they
They are.
genuinely can be.
I'm watching David Tepper on the Carolina Panthers. Trust me, they are this stupid. It's very real.
It's
That's a
it's-
little bit of
Leonis
both.
tried to move
Little A,
the-
little B.
Ted Leonis tried to fucking strong arm both teams out of the city and got fucking stiff armed by the city Congress in DC. Like, I know these owners are that dumb. Like, I have become well aware now.
Absolutely, dude. It
And
is-
also, like, yeah, go prepare for 2027. We'll see how that works out. You still have
Yeah.
so much money to get off these books to even
Mhm.
get to the point of contention. Like, the only
Mhm.
contract on this team that should still be here, in theory, is Mackenzie Weegar and maybe Rasmus
yeah.
Anderson.
Who's having a great season, by the way.
That's
That's
it.
Team Canada.
I
Yeah.
think Anderson's got to be re-signed by then. Yeah, he
Well,
does.
that'll be the year you resign him. But
There
like,
is 4 guys who have a contract. There's 3 players who have a contract when 2027, 2028 starts. It's Uyghur, Kadri, and Huberdeau. Kadri might be able to move because he's having a good year, and by then you should buy out Huberdeau.
yeah,
So,
it's
like,
Can't even imagine what the recapture on that would be.
so bad.
but like you got
Let's do
Mangiapane,
that
you
right
can
now.
move. You got Kuzmenko, you can move. I mean, I don't know if they'll move Backlund. 'cause
Blake
the cap-
Coleman's the one I'm looking at, man.
Coleman.
You
right
got
now,
to sell
we're-
high on Coleman somehow.
All-star,
Dude.
baby.
Sharon Govic, you could trade. I mean, you're not trading any of the kids, but fucking get rid of Markstrom, let Wolf play. Move Hannafin, he's not resigning. Move Tanev, he's not resigning. You can keep the Shillingtons and the,
Keep
guys-
Dennis Gilbert. You need the grit.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Jordan Osterley, baby.
But you can move on from these guys. It's not like you're not winning a cup with them. Even if Matthew Coronado becomes a 40 goal scorer, he's not doing it with Huberdeau on his other wing. Who cares?
Dude, it's the thing the Hawks had to us. Like, I don't mean to keep bringing it back to the Blackhawks, but like that's
Yes,
what
we do.
Kyle Davidson had to assess in 2022, and everyone gave him shit for it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I have all these dead weight contracts that I cannot move because they're
Mhm.
no moved and they're making over 10 mil. Or
Yeah.
I guess in the Flames case, it's just Kadri's making 7 for 6 more years or whatever
But
it is.
still, yeah.
But like, I can't move these contracts, and my window is going to get pushed back due to that. And like, if
Mhm.
they're aiming for 2027, like you said, what the hell is 25-year-old Igor Sharangovich going to do for you? In theory,
Dude, like I understand you don't go all out this year because you're not going to get celebrating at this point. Okay, whatever. But in the offseason, if you're not moving like Kuzmenko, Sharon Govic, and trying to move Kadri,
you should
if
be the
you-
hottest. You should be the most active team at the draft in
if you-
theory.
$2 million on Kadri,
If not at the deadline,
our contending teams taking that every day.
Hell, Colorado's taking back at 5 mil.
Fuck, I was going to say they would. Like the only one you're not moving ever is Huberdeau, and that's just because of everything.
Oh, speaking of Huberdeau, I got the buyout pulled up. So cap hit first year of the buyout 7.9, second year 7.9, years 3 and 4 10.4, year
Oh.
5 7.9, year
Oh.
6
Oh my god!
10.4, and then the last year 5.9.
All right,
about
so I might,
$67 million.
Oh my god!
I might take this back. 2027, 28, the buyout's like Pierce said, 10.5 basically, and you still have an 8 and then a 10.5 and then a 6. You might just keep him and put him on the fourth line.
I really want to burst Drew's bubble because he's like, "We're gonna sign McCarr in 2027." It's like, I'm sorry, buddy, you're already giving Kale McCarr money to
Yeah,
Huberdeau's
I was gonna
buyout.
say that.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
that
have-
money
you have
that could have gone
crazy.
McCarr, that's going to be paying for Huberdeau's buyout, buddy.
Jesus, so bad. You can't. You have to keep him. You have to figure it
You
out.
have
Like,
to. That's actually
he's
just
only 30.
abysmal.
You can still figure it out, man. Holy shit.
Dude, he'll be 35 then.
Oh.
Is that
Holy
worse than the Wild's buyout cap recap?
Yeah,
Or is
well,
that-
no,
is,
they had
yeah.
13 mil combined the last couple years, but like,
Yeah, but that was 2 players. This is
one
10
player,
mil, one
10
player.
mil is so bad.
That's I don't even have words, dude. That's
It's
fucking
above
terrible.
7 for the majority. Like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, yeah, guys, we can't assign his top 6 forward because we have a buyout on our books. Like,
That's
Jesus.
crazy. Like maybe you could do it in a couple years because you'll have shaved off 3 years, so the buyout should theoretically be a little less. But geez, man, it's still bad. That's
Yeah,
still bad.
and let's put it this way: if the fucking owner doesn't want to retain 3 mil,
Oh
look
yeah,
at
they're not doing that, dude. Uh,
Dude, you know that drill tweet where it's like my expensive, like it's like utility
Oh, yeah.
bill $80 a month, and then it's like candles $2,000. Someone who's good at the economy help this out. That's
it's
gonna be
my
the plan.
my
It's like,
cap hit Gavin McKenna ELC, Matthew Coronado 5 million, Jonathan Huberdeau.
Jonathan Huberdeau, $11 million.
25% of my cap. It's like, I think I
So it
know
is
where
good
this
at the
ship is.
economy. Please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
That's rough, man.
Fuck, man,
That's
that-
rough.
Flames fans, I feel for you, but also your city's annoying and don't make a stupid song when you're in the playoffs.
This is gonna be like a case though of like they're gonna get Hagens or Misa next year, and then it's gonna
Oh,
glue
man.
him to Huberdeau, and then
Oh,
Huberdeau's gonna
absolutely.
reignite, and nothing's
Oh,
everything's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be so. He's actually playing not bad. He's got like 16 in his last 16. He's been usable.
Call me
but-
crazy, but like all he needs to do is do what Zuccarello's done the last 4 or 5 years, which
Uh-huh.
is just be productive. Like you don't even need to be
Yeah.
the 117-point player anymore.
No.
Just be like a 75-point player, and no one will give a fuck. I promise you.
Absolutely.
Or they'll give
Well,
a fuck, but
Jacob-
not to the level they are right now.
It's funny you bring
Yeah.
that up, the Calgary song. Vancouver has a song now. Do you want to hear it? You want to hear it?
I mean, so Calgary had a song and they lost. Edmonton
When a cup,
dropped the
when a
song.
cup lifted up.
Edmonton dropped the song last year. Thankfully, it got like no coverage, but it still sucked.
I
And now
remember that one.
Vancouver's like our turn, baby.
Let's hear the Vancouver one here.
So yeah,
All stars.
I can't hear it.
I can't hear it either.
Yeah, it's not coming through very well, Pierce.
Is it not? Hang on.
No, I've heard the song though. It's,
I haven't. I got one of the lines where it was like I named their 4 defensemen. I was like big boys.
dude, the
Oh,
song
man.
is "Walk It Like I Talk It," except it's
Oh my
Talk
God.
It.
Rick
Like,
Talk it,
kill me.
baby.
Rick Dog. Oh my.
And it sucks too because like there's so many parts about this Vancouver team that I love this year.
I
And,
know,
like,
dude.
it's got to get ruined because of the fucking.
They're
song.
such an easy team to root for. Yeah.
Dude, like
I
I,
mean-
dream that the Hawks can have a third line like they have right now. Like that's
Yeah.
all I want in life. Like
They
Hell
play
yeah.
top
fun
six my
hockey. I mean, you know what? They're not perfect, but who cares?
They're
Like,
fun.
Yeah, they're
Damn it,
fun.
they're fun.
They might not go as far as they think because fun hockey never really wins. But fuck it, dude. I hope they
They
have
can get you far though sometimes.
I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're the Avalanche, like that's kind of Avalanche
Yeah.
was fun hockey and domination that one year.
that 1 year. But I mean, like Tampa doesn't typically play fun hockey in the playoffs.
No, hell, the one
Ve-
year it was just Kucherov and Point.
Yeah,
So-
Vegas is just terrible.
You need brute strength to win the cup, and that's what Vegas did. That's what Tampa did. That's what St. Louis did. That's what Washington did a bit.
Hey man, that's what this defense of Ian Cole, Nikita Zadorov, and Tyler Myers is going to do.
I mean, Quinn
I
Hughes
can't-
will just not get touched, so we're good. And Hronik will miss the net and get
Quinn
the puck
Hughes, when he
redirected by his
accidentally
foot.
slips on a piece of ice and tears his ACL, will just be the worst.
I really don't want that to happen.
Really?
All I heard was torn ACL.
Dude, speaking of buyouts, man, they got to pay Ekman Larson $5 million in 2 years.
I don't
Yeah,
think they care much about that right now. Winning cures
I
all.
know, but I'm just
Winning cures all until Elias Pettersson walks in the offseason. Like,
Yeah,
I
to
just-
the Blackhawks.
The
obviously.
fact he hasn't signed is starting to like worry me a bit.
dude, I'm telling you, they don't want to pay him. It's what it is.
I thought when they started winning, he might sign like 10 by 8 or something, but then he started playing too good. Now I'm like, well, he's going to get more than Nylander.
I
And
bet
I
you.
don't think they're going to pay him.
I was gonna say, I bet you $5 in the offseason. He's like, I want 11 times 8. And they're just like,
I-
fuck you, you're not worth 11 times 8.
Yeah,
and now he's
Aquilini's-
playing like he's worth 13
Yeah.
times 8, and he's looking at him
Yeah.
like this. Like,
Yeah,
he's
'cause-
just doing this.
When Will
Points.
Nylander gets 11.5, and again, he's having a really good year. That's fine.
Winger gets 11.5.
11.5, and he's got
Center who was
66 and
younger.
51.
Yeah.
Yeah, center who's younger, and he's like 1 or 2 away from fucking becoming a UFA, and he's having a much better year.
Hart Trophy consideration, low key. Like,
Dude, that's
Him and Hughes,
crazy.
yeah.
He's on
Fuck,
pace
I'd
for
even throw
back-to-back
Demko in there.
100-point years. I
Yep.
don't know how.
remember, they wanted to bridge this guy a couple years ago
They did
because they
gave
had to
him
pay like Michael Furland or some shit.
He got that. He got 7.3
JB,
for
baby.
3 years. Crazy.
Like,
Just
Was it Benning that signed that one, or was it Alvin?
No, that would have
I
been Benning still, I think.
think it
Oh,
was still
Benning's
Benning,
dying
yeah.
wish was making sure Pedersen walks in 3 years. That's so bad.
absolutely.
So bad.
Oh man, yeah, that's
It's like, guys, we got
Yeah.
Hughes at 7.8. This is great. Where's Pedersen? Oh, he left. He's in New York now.
So he's going to the Islanders. That's crazy.
No. Come on now. We all know what's gonna. If any of these top centers make the market, you know where they're going.
Oh, absolutely. He's
the Rangers
totally
will
going-
trade $15 million worth of salary somehow and go get one of them. Or they'll just say, "Hey, Jacob Trouba, your knees don't work anymore, pal. Sorry."
Just shoot him in the back.
Yeah, old Yeller style.
Oh man, you guys,
Out
man,
back.
Vancouver, get ready to watch Vincent Trocheck for 7 more years. Holy hell!
Yeah, like it's never been a more situation of a team needs to win in the playoffs this year because,
Yeah.
like,
Which is
Rangers.
why
it'll
when
be a
they
completely
lose-
different Canucks
when
team.
they get swept in the first round by the Kings, somehow it will be the funniest possible outcome.
Oh my god, no
Could you
Kraken!
just imagine?
I need Kraken Canucks round one.
Oh my
That
Start
would
that
be
rivalry
cool.
off hot.
god, I'm disappointed the rivalry never hasn't really like connected yet.
Well, the Kraken are getting rivalries with teams you wouldn't expect. Like, I mean, they're getting it with LA, but like they have one with Colorado right now because of last
Which is
year.
which was kind of weird, but again, this is why playoffs are awesome because of fucking
Yeah.
that stuff.
Beat the Cup champs in 7. Like that'll fucking piss them
Yeah.
off. That's for sure. But like I need that rivalry because like it's waiting to happen. It's just waiting to happen, and you have players on both sides who are just pieces of shit. Like it'd just be a fucking blast.
I still think Seattle Vegas can be a rivalry. The two newest teams, same
100.
division.
I think it already
yeah.
kind of is too. I'd agree.
Yeah.
Like
Like the
I think
the
they're
Winter
pushing,
Winter
I think they're pushing
Classic.
that one because of the Winter Classics and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I
it's
think they
just-
could face each other in the playoffs.
I think in 10 years though, that one won't be as big as the ones like typically it's the ones that stick are the ones closest to you because like Vegas, San Jose is kind of fallen off because they don't play in the playoffs anymore and they're not
San
pushing
Jose's-
that one.
booty.
Vegas Edmonton is a rivalry now. Edmonton does not like Vegas.
Playoffs always spark the worst out of you. Like, could you imagine Toronto, Ottawa in the playoffs? We get hatred every game during the regular season. That would actually someone would die. Morgan
Dude,
Riley would
we got-
actually take his skate off.
We got so robbed that Montreal played Toronto in a no player building or no fan building. Like that
Could you
should have
imagine
been.
the fans, dude. That game 7 when Toronto lost, the fans would have went ballistic.
Dude, that Corey Perry goal, you probably could have dropped a pin in fucking
Oh
Toronto.
man,
Like, oh, there are a lot of situations like that.
who was it? Was it Alex Galchenyuk that made the stupid spin pass that led to the goal in overtime for Caulfield or
Mhm.
Suzuki?
That would have been
That-
game
he would not
5
have made it-
and then
he would
game
not have made it
6.
live.
Travis Dermott.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Oh,
dude.
and then like
It's just-
Montreal in the game 6 overtime. Like there's so many moments in that Montreal Cup run.
Well,
where I
there
was just
were
like, I wish
fans
the
in
Bus
that-
Center was
in-
sold out.
There were fans in the building. It just wasn't that much.
But
Well,
like,
wasn't it like
we were there for the
2000?
draft and we heard how loud they were.
Yeah.
Imagine
Oh, yeah,
that,
yeah.
but for like
Yeah.
the Tyler Toffoli overtime winner. against
20,000
Winnipeg.
people there would have.
Arturi
actually
Lehkonen sending them to the
crazy.
cup final against Vegas. Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that would. Oh man, we were robbed of so much.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Wait,
Speaking
let's
of-
go back to Vancouver.
yeah. Speaking of robbery, let's talk about how I don't know where to go from here.
Oh, I also want to
lovely
add one more
transition.
thing because Pierce mentioned the Vancouver song earlier. Jacob, they mentioned the riots in that song, like as the real fans. Like, I can't even
Yeah.
make that shit up.
Why?
Yeah.
How is that what you're doing? I
It's
hate
rough.
everything.
It's rough.
It's
They get
so
worse. It's
bad.
insane.
Oh fuck.
You think one of these people are just like, I could make a good song, maybe, and then it's just the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
I'll give the guy who made Win the Cup one thing. It is dog
Catchy.
shit. It is infectious and catchy.
It's catchy.
It's one of
I-
those songs where it's like it's so bad I kind of respect how bad
But
is.
it's memeable. Like
yeah.
if he had said he did it intentionally, I would have been like, "There's no way," because like it's so bad, it's good, and it's so funny to just yell at random times. The Edmonton one last year, I already forget it because it was just
Yeah, my
bad.
favorite one from the Calgary one is "So What You Gonna Do in Dubé About It?"
And now
That-
we
it-
can't-
Well,
Is
now
that
we
what
can't.
you-
Now we can't say that. Now we.
I was
you
gonna say,
can't
what was
say
the
it.
Callie Yarncroke part of that song? That part's funny too.
Oh my god.
Because
It's
Kelly
just-
Yarncroke was a flame once upon a time.
It was,
Yeah, for
and
about
we know
40
that's
seconds.
right.
Like that whole there was so many lines that were just great, and like the whole song sucked, but it was good.
The
Like,
whole song sucked.
the whole song was terrible. But
It's like me describing the prequels. It's like there's so many parts that are great, but the movie sucked.
your premise
Yeah.
terrible, everything else terrible. The memes, mwah,
Great.
you knew what you
Great.
were doing.
They kind
Like
of
the one part of the movie where the story hits like a freight train.
Yeah, Obi-Wan dropping down and saying hello there. Did it
Yeah.
make sense? No. Is it perfect? Fuck yeah.
Is it badass? Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Was
Is it all
stu-
CGI? Maybe.
Was it stupid to do surrounded by enemies? Yeah.
But also cool.
Still cool. Who cares? Hearing Tic Tac Toffoli Stupid? Yeah. Do I like Tic Tacs? Yes. Makes sense.
Do I like to bully? Yes.
Oh man, just if you're gonna make a song about hockey, either make it good or just make it funny. It just don't
Someone
don't
do Gummy
tr-
Bear, but for like
Oh my god,
Kraken,
that would
I
be
don't know.
perfect.
What's
Anyway,
next?
trade
All right.
Tanev. Trade Tanev for a first. We'll end the Calgary one with that.
Real.
I want to play a fun game before we get into the Twitter question and Reddit story. So I have two players. One dude who recorded a 6 assist night last night and is
Zach
now
Hyman.
back in the top 3. Yeah, that's who it is. Noted assist guy Zach Hyman. No, I'm talking about some fella named Connor McDavid. So we've talked about this on the show a lot. He is at 927 points right now. Is this Connor McDavid fella?
Uh-huh.
He has 33 games left in the season. I think he missed a couple at the beginning of the year. He's at
Yeah.
47, but the Oilers have played 49. He has 77 points in 47 games.
And he's at a
Now,
slow
I don't know. I don't think he's going to hit 1,000 by the end of the year, but hell, the way if he has a couple more of those 6 assist nights, he's going to
Oh,
make a
man.
discussion at least. How many points do we think Connor McDavid ends with at the end of the year?
Oh,
983.
What'd you
What
say,
did
sir?
983.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna go just like this season, but you know what? That works
Oh,
too.
Oh, I
Okay,
thought we
was
were
just
talking
gonna-
about close to 1,000, but
I
this
was
season,
going, I was
well,
going
that
this
works- yeah,
season.
well,
I was like, that's a lot, dude. You only
yeah,
Well,
he's
that
gonna
works
average
too.
10 points a game, Jacob. Come on.
Fuck, you're right, dude. Where have I been?
986
This is rookie
points.
mode NHL 24, I thought. Like, what are we doing
Bro,
here?
me on
Oh,
NHL Slapshot on the
sorry.
Wii. Oh, that was epic.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
let
give you an
guys
answer
go. I gotta
for
think of my
both
season
then.
one then. My bad.
He's got 77
No,
right
but-
now. Mm.
But he's at 927. So if you say 983, which is 56, that means he would finish with 133 points.
I think he does.
I did
it.
the math.
I was gonna
I
say,
say he does.
I was gonna say 125, so that's pretty close.
What a slacker. Only 125.
I know that's crazy.
Those
Here's
are rookie numbers.
here's
in
the
that- in
question:
this
does he
bracket.
catch Kucherov?
No.
He's
Kucherov is
He
really
last
taking
night, bro.
off.
dude. He's only 13 behind him.
Yeah, but
And by
Kucherov
his
hasn't slowed
standard-
down. That's the thing. Like,
I know, but McDavid at one point was 30 behind him.
you know, when you put it like that, I mean,
If there's gonna be a
it's
guy
gonna
to
be
catch
close.
him,
It's
up,
gonna be close. If
Yeah.
Kucherov has like a 3 or 4 game slump, yeah, it's gonna happen.
God,
because
dude,
McKinnon's
it's-
had that.
Yeah, but
McKinnon's at
McKinnon also has
87.
more
By his
5-point games and he has 0-point
Yeah.
games. Like he's a
That's
crackhead. I
insane.
don't
I mean, he
understand.
also does have that like fucking point or home point streak. Just let him play on home ice and he'll win.
Yeah, he's an animal, and he's never gonna win a Hart Trophy because of McDavid. It's actually hilarious. Like
I
someone,
feel so bad for him,
dude, someone brought it up today. He's like, he's not gonna make the Hall of Fame because he's never gonna win an MVP. I was like, bro, he will have a gold medal and like 2 Stanley Cups probably by the time he's retired. He's making the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
he's
he's-
a gold medal.
And we've seen guys with like 900 career points make it. McKinnon's gonna make it. He's at 846 in 700 games. Let's
Yeah, I think
tone it
he's fine.
down. He's
and if
gonna
he adds a
make
gold medal, it's wraps.
it. Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
It's gonna be so chills when
Does he-
Taylor Hall's the
Doesn't
one.
he
who
already
can
have
line him
one?
for
I thought he
the Hall
made
of
that
Fame.
2016 Canadian team.
I'm not counting World Cup of hockey.
No,
I meant,
that
like,
doesn't count.
Olympics.
No, I mean like the Olympics.
Olympics are 2014.
Nope.
Oh, 2014.
That would've been his
Fuck.
first
and he
year.
was, and he
Yeah,
was a
you're
rookie.
right.
He was a
Never
good
mind.
rookie
I
that year, but
I thought it was 2016.
no, he was on the North American
That's-
team though.
Yeah,
Once
that's
upon a
stupid
time.
team.
That's
Oh, yeah,
how
it
long
was.
ago it was. He was
God,
on the
dude.
U23.
We have been robbed of so much good hockey.
Oh my god!
You know the meme? It's like, oh, we got this before GTA 6. Now it's like, oh, we got this before the NHL went back to the Olympics.
Bro, we're getting GTA 6 before we ever see McDavid, Crosby, and McKinnon on a line together.
We had to
That's-
wait the same amount of time between the last GTA and GTA 6 and as we have with the last
Olympics.
Olympics in the NHL.
Yep.
Yeah. 12 years.
Pathetic.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
But we want to grow
Anyways,
the game
I think-
internationally, guys.
I think Connor McDavid is going to hit 137 points.
what would
So
that
he's
put
going to
him
get
at?
60 more points. So that would put him at 987 points.
All right.
Nice.
I respect that. That's crazy,
All
dude. I wonder, is he like the 5th fastest player to hit 1,000?
He's the 5th fastest to get to 600 assists. I know that much.
That's incredible.
Or 4th fastest, I think. Like either way, he has 600 assists in 616 games. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And then Gretzky did that in like 400 games.
Gretzky's
Dude,
not a real player, bro.
It's
Like,
so insane. You think some of these guys are great, and then you see Gretzky did like 300 games less, and you're just like, how do people disrespect this man? I'm sorry.
like you can't even compare anyone to Gretzky. You just gotta have like a gap.
No.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care that other people he was playing plumbers. No one else did it that fast. That's
Dude, it's always the case of like people are like, oh well, who's like no one's ever been more dominant at their sport than like Tom Brady or whatever. And I'm just like, you ask anyone from the
No.
80s, it's Gretzky. It's
It's
always
Gretzky,
Gretzky.
yeah.
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure
there's
like
no other sport where someone laps everyone in points. Like there's no
Yeah,
other sport.
I've seen clips of like Hall of Famers from other, like all sports be like, yeah, Wayne Gretzky doesn't get talked enough about like the GOAT of sports. Like he was so ahead of everyone.
Mhm.
That's just it's sad. That's how bad hockey's been marketed. They had a real chance in the 80s to put him on par with other people, and now they don't have a guy, and it's forgotten because we don't have anyone that's Gretzky, and Mahomes is now Brady, and LeBron's better than Jordan.
Well, they
And
have McDavid. They are doing a better job of marketing him. In the
Well, they're
States,
trying.
I will say that.
Yeah,
Like I mean, you guys are in Canada. You don't see it as much, but like the States
Yeah.
really are trying their ass off to like the McAfee show talks about him like every 3 days. And like, I
That's
know that's
fair.
not what everyone
Good.
wants to hear, but that's a lot of
Yeah.
eyes getting hot.
It's exposure.
that's fair.
Talking
Yeah, in
about
Canada,
McDavid.
it's kind of been the exact same. It's been for like 20 years.
Well, yeah, but like
It's all we
Canada, I
talk
could turn
about.
on
You
Hockey
don't need to
Night in
do
Canada
anything.
and they're going to talk
That's
about
all we
McDavid.
talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I feel like the only reason this is the case, like if Gretzky played in the States his whole career, this wouldn't be the
True.
case.
Oh, if
At
he's
least,
a
like, in
Blackhawk
Canada-
or Ranger,
But this is the
Bruin,
problem. Like,
Yeah, the fact he was a Ranger when his career was over, it kind of kills it.
and he
If
was a king when the fucking
Yeah.
Showtime Lakers were going on. And I'm
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Showtime
say,
Lakers,
even
but-
the Kings, like I feel he definitely got more recognition as a king
Then
than
it
he did
was
as he was.
he
in the
did.
Wild.
It was just like that was right around the time when the Lakers started picking back up too. So
Yeah.
it was like that's when they got Magic again.
It's hard.
and
Could
all
you
that.
imagine him on the Rangers? How much hype does that?
Bro, imagine him on the
for the
'94
Rangers.
Rangers with Messier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he would be huge, but shit happens.
Alas, like that's kind of why, as much as people don't want to hear it, it's probably a good thing that Bedard's in a big market. I'm not trying to speak bias, but it's just like they're gonna market the next big star in the States out the fucking wazoo.
If
which
You
is what
couldn't
they
tell.
did
You
do.
can't.
like
If
they
it-
did
if
with
it
Crosby and
works, it's
Ovechkin
great,
back in the
yeah.
day. Honestly,
Yeah, you just have to hope it holds something because, like, unfortunately, with the Crosby Ovi one, it didn't seem to really. I mean,
well,
it
they were on the
kinda worked-
fucking hunting channel. That doesn't help either.
It worked locally, but now it's kind of they lost a lot of that goodwill.
Well, they lost the goodwill because they're like 36, and we've seen it for 15
True.
years too.
Bro,
Like, I
they
mean,
are goodwill.
I can't imagine people were
Yeah, dude, they
still
shocked
super
everyone.
hyped to see Gretzky play. Like, I don't know. Like,
Watch Gretzky Lemieux when one's out with cancer and the other doesn't have a lower back.
all right, you
Get
know
excited.
what? I'm putting you in timeout for that one. That's not nice.
All right, little fella, it's time to log off.
Damn. Oh well.
Okay, smart guy, flips your green card to red.
Damn it.
I do have faith though, because like the numbers are showing like they're passing baseball in the States right now. Like
Well,
that wasn't the
good.
case even 3 years ago.
Good.
They're
'cause,
better than one sport.
And it and as much as
baseball's
everyone,
marketing's gone right down the toilet, man. That's
oh,
Oh,
dude,
it's-
it's an old man
yeah.
sport. It's done. It's terrible.
yeah.
But like the only thing that like gives me some solace is like the games being on ESPN and TNT, even if the coverage sucks, which I know everyone likes to say, ESPN sucks,
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
still
It doesn't
eyes on the
matter, dude.
sport.
Fucking Mike and his 4 kids that
Mhm.
never watch hockey are gonna flip it on because it's on ESPN, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, this guy's pretty good."
Yeah.
Like,
Even if they just like if they see it constantly, they're just eventually they'll watch it. It's
like
just
the guy they
fact
do
that
that with
they're
is Jack
there.
Hughes a lot here. Like honestly,
That's another great guy to market. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's personable too, which is a big thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the big thing. He's probably the biggest personable star in the States for hockey, like an American one. 'Cause,
Pasta's another one they like to do, but I mean he's
Mhm.
Czech, but like he's
Yeah.
they still
He's
market
got a
him because he
great
plays for the Bruins. Like
personality. Mhm.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. It's a shame the Rangers really don't have somebody. Panarin's probably the closest, and
they have Adam Fox, but like people just don't give Fox
They
like
don't-
flowers like Makar because he's
I
not
mean,
flashy.
They really just don't do defensemen as much unless they're Carlson or Makar, because
Or
the
Makar,
flash
yeah.
is what sells it.
That's fair. Oh,
Anyway,
It's
speaking
a
of
good
Flash
time
and
for the
old
league to
people,
start growing,
Pierce,
though. There's
you
so
could
much
talk
talent.
about Ovechkin now.
Oh yeah, I
Now
wanted to
I-
wrap it up. So yeah, that was my game before we went on that. So I wanted to guess Connor McDavid's point total by the end of the season, and I wanted to guess Alex Ovechkin's goal total by the end of the season. So he is at 836 goals. I believe he needs 56, 57 more goals to pass Wayne Gretzky's record. He's not going to hit that by the end of the season, but
No,
he's been hot as I think he's got a goal in 6 straight games now. So he's starting to
he
heat
has
up
a
a
goal
little
in
bit.
6 straight games,
Yeah.
and he has decided to spite me because 6 games ago, I put in the group chat like an idiot. Ovi only has 9 goals. He saw the goal record and the lights got too bright. He's never hitting it. And then I put in quotations, he's going to get 25 in the next 20. And now he's 6 and 60. So you're welcome, everybody, for this.
You know what? I think he could hit 30 by the end of the year.
I think 30 is attainable if the power play starts clicking.
Dude, if he gets 30 and then he has 866, he just needs another 30-goal season, and boom, there's the record.
There you go. All it takes is not getting hurt, and he's hitting it at this
Mhm.
point.
And he almost never gets hurt. Like, knock on wood. Like, he's
Yeah,
been
I mean,
so
like,
durable.
He's either got to get hurt again, knock on wood, or he's
Dude, he's
got
to die. He's got to die
gotta-
before
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Essentially, he either has to forget how to play hockey or just never be able to play again. If it's like he's gonna hit it, which I mean, great, good for him, great, good for the sport. It means that record's beatable. Maybe Matthews breaks it in
I think
17
Matthews
years
will
or
break
whatever.
Matthews
if
is
he
on
can
a
stay
crazy
healthy.
streak right now. Yeah.
Health is my only concern with
Yeah.
him. If he stays healthy, nothing's stopping him, I think.
Mhm. It's and all it takes though is it shows that the sport's changing and these records aren't archaic and not beatable. I mean, the point one is, but that who cares?
Never.
Fuck that one.
Never.
Doesn't count.
They'll stand the test of time.
We'll have more people with 2,000 points when it's said and done, though. That's for
Mhm.
sure. Like Crosby's
Mhm.
going to get there.
McDavid will get there.
Yep.
Yeah,
There will be people up there, and
For sure.
for Ovi's goal total, I'm gonna go with 27, just because Washington does this thing where they start scoring and then they score like 1 goal every game for a week. So I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't
If
know.
they-
how
Washington-
hot she will stay.
if they stay consistent, I could see 30. But this Washington team, especially with the guys they're probably
Washington is one
trick-
of the most weird team in the NHL to me. Like, what are they?
Dude, analytically speaking,
Bad.
they shouldn't even have as many wins as they do. Like,
They're overplaying. I mean, again, because Charlie Lindgren was so fucking good to start the year. But
Like, what? That's what I mean.
know.
Like, Charlie Lindgren was the
Yeah.
guy carrying.
That's the
them.
guy
Like, that's
carrying
why I
the
don't like
team.
this team.
but now they're going to trade guys. They're probably going to lose Mantha. There's probably a bunch of defensemen. I mean, the
They
rumors are
probably-
first.
Frank
for Nick
Saravalli's
Dowd,
betting a mortgage check that Nick
Yeah.
Dowd's getting a first.
Nick
Nick
Dowd's
Dowd's
getting a
like
first. Let's
LMAO,
go.
but
Go to
okay.
the Leafs, baby.
Whatever.
I mean, I've heard Dylan Strome might get moved. So that's the one thing that could kill it too.
Oh my
if
God,
they
dude.
end up becoming like a San Jose bad team, who's giving the puck to Ovi, man? He's 39.
I
Someone's going to pass it to him.
I don't
He's
get
not
the point of trading Strome.
He
It got
finally
proven
found a
couple
home, and now
years
you're
ago.
gonna trade him again. Yeah.
Like maybe just
Yeah.
because the center market's so bad right now, you can get
Yeah.
That's
something.
the thing. You could get like if
Mm.
someone overpays you for him, you're doing it. But
What's an overpay for Strome though? He's got 4 more years on his deal, I think, or 3 more
I don't know,
years.
dude, like
No.
I don't
2
know,
first.
nothing.
I'm not giving up 2 firsts for Strome. I don't think he's
Neither am
worth
I, but
I love Dylan Strome, but no.
I don't know. They'll figure something out. Maybe they'll keep Strome. They're stuck with Kuznetsov. Unfortunately, Backstrom's probably never playing again. But yeah, that team's just mid. And once they lose guys, they'll be bad. Not bad enough to get Celebrini unless they win, and probably not bad enough to get Higgins next year.
No, they're in the they're. I don't mean to keep going back to the Blackhawks, but they are in that 17-18 phase where it's just like,
Mhm.
oh, guys, we could still make the playoffs if everything goes right. And guess what?
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
doesn't go right.
Then everything
ever.
went wrong. yeah.
But enough goes right that you don't get last.
Bingo,
Mhm.
because you have
So-
enough talent on the team to win still.
You might get a Kirby Doc one year, great, and then next year you might end up with the 13th overall pick. And I mean, Frank Nazar's a good player, but I don't know if he's the guy you can build a whole team around. So,
Yep. I agree. Like it's the situation of like they drafted pretty well. Like they had Leonard and Cristal last year. That was a great
Yeah.
draft.
Yeah, pretty
They
good. Yeah.
like they have Ryan Chesley the last couple years. Like, I think he'll be a player.
it's unfortunate.
Roshnichenko. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good, but it's unfortunate. Like McMichael never really took.
None of those guys ever looked that good.
Lapierre
Like,
never really
honest.
took that step that some guys thought they might. Like they're just
They
kinda
wasted a lot of
stuck.
picks, man. They wasted
Mhm.
a lot of picks. Alexiev's the one that no one talks about. That one
Yeah.
didn't work out. Like Lucas Johansson played NHL games after being a prospect for 8 years. Like I just, I don't know. They're
Yeah.
a team that has lacked development a lot since
Yeah.
they won the cup.
Well, yeah, and at the end of the day, at least they won a cup. Could you imagine the flack they would get right now if they never got one?
Oh,
Hey man,
Ovi.
hey man, that's the beauty of winning. That's the beauty of winning. No one like you.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would be caring that much about the Bruins losing as this much if they.
Yeah,
People would care more about the Bruins losing this much if they didn't win in 2011. I'll say that much.
exactly.
yeah.
Like it makes a difference.
If they won
Hey, speaking-
2019, like
Speaking of
they're
that,
legends
if the
forever,
Canucks
yeah.
win in 2010 and then they get reverse
11.
swept by the Kings or the Sharks, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then they get reverse swept, it doesn't matter. You have a cup. But because
Yep.
they lost and now you've done that, you're laughing stock until you win.
it's the
So-
What's that
duality of
fine
the
line
sport.
of like I'm looking at the Penguins. Yeah, they won 3 cups, but you could have won more. But also, you won 3 Stanley Cups, so like
Yeah,
They're-
there's what
they
there's
could have
two-
won. Yeah,
There's 2 teams in the last 20 years, or I guess Tampa, if you really push it. There's
I'm
3
not
teams in
pushing
the
it.
last 20 years
No.
that have 3
pre
cups.
post lockout. Yeah,
Yeah. So then there's 2. It's the Hawks and the Penguins. You can't make fun of them. They won more with Crosby than any other superstar of that caliber has won since Gretzky. Lemieux
Since
had
the-
2.
I
Gretzky
was gonna
had
say
4.
since the Red Wings, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Zetterberg and Datsuk got what, like 3 or 4, but it
I
was spread out.
I think they got.
I think they only
Those
had
are great.
2.
Did they? They
only
might have only
2?
had 2. I don't know if they were on the.
Oh,
the
wait,
first
yeah,
Oh,
one,
I think
because Detroit
Yeah.
was
Well,
really
Lidst-
good at not calling up guys right away.
Lidstrom I think was there for all 4, 97, 98, 02, and 08.
That might
but
be
I
what
think,
I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
But Datsuk and Zetterberg, like
They
I
might
don't
only
think
been
Datsuk
2,
was
yeah.
even there for 02 or Zetterberg. Like I
Yeah.
think they were just there for 08.
I think I
Might have
flipped
just been
it.
there for
I'm
yeah.
thinking of Lidstrom was there for all of them.
Maybe he's a good one. He was there for all 4, but yeah, McDavid doesn't have one. Matthews doesn't have one. Ovi only got one. Stammer
McKinnon only has
2.
one.
McKinnon only has 1. The fact that we saw Crosby win 3 is beautiful. I mean, when the best player in the league gets to win, sometimes you
back
just
to
clap
back.
your hands. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if Ohtani ever wins with the Dodgers, as much as we all laugh
They're
at
not.
them, it will be nice to see that the best player in the league gets at least a ring. It's
yeah,
a shame
as
it
Mike
has to be
Trout's
on that
rotting
team,
in
but-
LA, the
Right.
other LA or Anaheim, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a good point, and the NFL is going to get that problem too, because like there's so many good quarterbacks right now, and not
Yeah.
all of them are going to win. Like,
No. Yeah. I mean, when you look at the AFC, Mahomes is still going to be good, but our Allen, our
Burrow,
Lamar,
Herbert,
Burrow,
Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence,
there's going to be a lot of them. who
CJ
aren't gonna-
Stroud.
who aren't going to get one, and it's just it sucks.
Yeah, And-
Basketball's kind of nice because at least we saw Giannis won. I mean, it's nice to see Philly's never going to win because fuck them, but I don't know why I hate Philly so much. It's just fun.
It's because their fans are obnoxious.
Oh, but like LeBron
What?
has how many? You know, that's what makes LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan so great is because how many they won. But
Mhm.
it's always nice to see the best players get one.
Of course, like
But you know, like you said with football, like, what's going to be funny too is you're going to walk away from this and it's going to be like, oh yeah, Jared Goff went to like 2 Super Bowls or whatever, close to it, and some of these guys never went to one. And it's like, fuck, why?
Yeah.
Why is it like this?
and I've always talked about it with my friends. Like, it's going to be really groundbreaking when the first quarterback in their prime in the AFC goes, you know, I'm going to the NFC because I got a better shot at getting to the Super Bowl, and someone's going to do it eventually. Like how
Absolutely.
Brady technically was the first to do it, and he won the first year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you drop one of those elite quarterbacks in the NFC, woo,
Like, you're telling me,
Lot
yeah,
less
you're telling me you
competition.
drop Josh Allen in there. Like, Josh Allen's making the Super Bowl every other year. Like, who the hell beat him?
yeah, a lot better than having to go through like in one year you might have to beat like Burrow, Lamar, and then Mahomes to make it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mahomes this year alone beat Tua, Allen, and Lamar
And then
just
Lamar,
to get to
yeah.
the Super Bowl,
And then
like-
the Super Bowl was Brock Purdy. And again,
which is
no
good
offense,
quarterback, but it's not the same as like the gauntlet you go through in the AFC,
Yeah.
which is I think the point. And like you look at all these years with the talent that was around in like the 2010s and stuff, like there was a gauntlet to go through at a time, and Pittsburgh found a
Mhm.
way to get through every time. Like let's not pretend like those second round series against Washington were easy. It was like whoever wins that's probably going deep this year every time.
I thought we were still talking about football. Like what?
Oh, I was gonna shift. I was trying to
So
shift
was
it
I.
back.
So was I. I was like, they're in different leagues, but Schmitty, you go
Yeah.
on, okay?
No, I was talking about
You're right.
No, I
though.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh beat Washington, won the cup. Pittsburgh beat Washington, won the cup. Washington beat Pittsburgh, they won the cup. It's 3 years in a row. I mean, you can even go back farther. Look at the Hawks and the Kings.
yeah.
There was some years that
Mhm.
like whichever one won that was going to the finals.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's an interesting sport, and like I feel like now it's going to be really interesting, especially in hockey, because it's just it's Bettman's favorite thing. There's just so much parity now with
Mhm.
all these players. Like there's so much
Yeah.
high end talent on every team.
There's
There
so
are
much
gonna be
high-end
some that
talent,
just don't
and
win.
It's nice. It's spread around pretty nicely.
Oh, I agree.
That's why I'm worried that if it goes to 36, that it might be spread too thin. Like you're
Mhm.
going to start seeing some teams, so their fourth line is just not good.
Yeah,
Rangers, I mean, San Jose's the whole team's not good, but that's one team. So like,
and it's a sport that is like
Mm.
getting less signups by the year. So like
Yeah.
this, it won't be
So
sustainable to have
expensive.
36 teams 20 years down the line. I think
Mhm.
like, which
That's
is what
where
they
the
want to get
nepotism
to.
comes in, baby. Woo!
Oh man, AI.
yeah, man, you
fucking
get
team.
excited to watch Nate
Did you
McKinnon's
say
kid play
AI?
versus Crosby.
Yeah, AI generated hockey team. Get
Let's
ready.
go.
Let's get into the Twitter questions here.
Let's do it.
and then we'll
two
read
of
some
them.
Red stories, and then we will end it off. Yeah,
Skedaddle.
2 questions. We'll answer Zach's questions first. What do you think is a
Unfortunately.
team/player you think will be underpaid for and overpaid for at the deadline? He said, "Who do you think?" Twice. Anyways,
Well, overpays Nick Dowd. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean
Mhm.
that one's the easy one. That or it's going to be some random defenseman. Like you're going to see some team look at David Savard and be like 2 firsts. Something
Joel
like-
Edmondson, anyone in Montreal,
something
yeah.
like that.
I would
yeah.
have said Ristolainen, but he is injured and
He's hurt
probably not
now.
gonna get traded.
Yep.
That sucks.
Scott
He's been playing
Laughton
good
probably
hockey.
would have been a decent one too, but he just got named assistant, so they probably are moving him now.
Huh.
Yeah, there's always some fourth liner / bottom pair defenseman that gets moved for an exorbitant amount. The underpay one's interesting because like,
Last year, one I'm thinking of was Ivan Barbashev, like
yeah,
under radar movie. Like that's not the big name, but that's a guy that could be a decent contributor.
yeah, he
Mhm.
was definitely a big piece there. Definitely was worth more than they gave up for, but that one kind of came out of nowhere too. I don't
Mhm.
think he was a big name at the deadline.
I think one of the underpays is going to be in the form of a winger, just because like we've already seen the center market and the defensive market are so crazy right now. I think some team's going to get a winger that we expect
Yeah.
should have probably fetched a first in a normal market, but
But,
is going to probably only go for a second or a third. Like it's like
Yeah,
the team I
For
keep
sure.
looking at right now is Seattle. Because if Seattle falls out of the race, they have
Jordan.
some names, and
Yeah.
I don't know if all those names. get a
Jordan
haul.
Eberle, maybe.
So, like, let's just say in a world Yanni Gord doesn't fetch a first at the deadline. You know what
I think
mean?
Gord would though because he's a center.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
he's got
And
playoff
Everly will
experience.
get a first. I guess that's not the best example in the world, but like,
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
There's
you know who could be one is Frank Vetrano. I know he's got the points this year, but man, if teams are targeting a center, he might go for like maybe a third and a prospect or a second. And if he really clicks, it could be worth it.
Oh, I agree. If that's the
Plus,
price
yeah.
for Petrano, take the flyer. Honestly,
Because like, I mean, Gensel's going to get overpaid. Boone Jenner is going to get an overpay because of grit.
actually,
Are they trying
that's
to
my
foot
underpay.
trade
No,
him?
that's my underpay, Jacob. You just said it.
gonna
Gensel's
go
going
with
to be an
Jenner?
underpay.
Oh,
No, Gensel's going to be an underpay.
Gensel's a good
Everyone
one 'cause-
thinks Gensel's going to go for the sun and the moon, and this guy's going to get a mid first and a
Yeah.
like mid prospect,
yeah,
just because he's probably not extending wherever he goes. So this is a
that's
rental
fair.
trade.
Yeah, you know what? If he goes somewhere and doesn't extend, kind of like Lindholm didn't, he could absolutely be an underpay.
Like Lindholm set the market for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like getting a forward of that caliber. If I'm one of these
Yeah, if
teams
Pittsburgh
that wants,
doesn't at least get what they got, I think it's an underpay.
yeah, and Pittsburgh's kind of sitting on their hands with them right now. Like they might outweight their market in a
Mhm.
sense. Like teams like Edmonton, who I know we're in on him, they might shift just because like we can't
Yeah.
wait forever to go trade for Gensel.
Yeah, we need to make a move now.
You know
Yeah.
who I since you took that one and it's good, I'm gonna take Duclair. I think that's my underpay. I think
That's a good
someone's
one,
gonna
yeah.
take just a stupid low flyer on him and he's gonna pop off somewhere.
I hope so. I love his game. Like
I
he,
know he's.
I
feel
really was
so bad he's on
disappointed.
San Jose.
Dude, he like gets his knee fully healed and like blasts into San Jose. Like, what the hell was that?
I know. I mean,
Ugh.
that's unfortunately the way the
sport,
NHL is. Yeah.
It's the sport, but like, ugh, whatever.
Team to
He-
watch for me now is the LA Kings at the trade deadline, because if they keep having the same performance as they did last night, not only guys with 1 year left, but guys with multi years left could be on the mood. One
Yeah,
guy I'm
so-
looking at who's on the IR right now and would be perfect for any playoff team is Victor Arvidsson, and he's got 1 year left. I feel that could be a sneaky good pickup.
Yeah,
And I just
especially
love
because
Victor
I don't think
Arvidsson.
he's
I hope the
played a
Hawks sign
ton
him.
this year. I
yeah,
think he's been hurt, so
Mhm.
yeah, he's on the IR right now.
Maybe Carl Grunstrom. Like, I don't know if they're trading guys with multi years left.
Actually, you know what's
but,
crazy,
like,
Pierce? You bring it with
if I'm a
Arvidsson, he
team
hasn't-
trying to go all out, get Adrian Kempe.
I just don't
Yeah,
think
3
they'll
years
move Kempe.
left.
Yeah, they're not going to move Kempe.
Yeah.
They said they want to move
Yeah.
Kaliev though. Like that could be interesting.
I think they're going to
Mhm.
move Kaliev if it makes the team better, not just for like
Well, I don't think they're gonna sell. I think they're trying to make a hockey trade, if anything. Like that's
fair.
kind of
Good
the
ol'
situation they're
hockey
in right now.
Anyway, I you brought it up. I just saw this. Arvidsson hasn't played this year at all.
Oh, at all. I wonder if he's out the rest of the year.
Well, no, he's been skating. I know that much. He should be coming back
Okay.
soon.
Well,
Because Tanner
yeah.
was talking
If-
about him.
Okay.
So I'll take his word. He
Yeah, I'm-
watches more Kings games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking from the standpoint of the Oilers, because I'm like, I live in
Yeah.
Edmonton. I'm like, I want this team to make a win for
Fuck.
Stanley Cup. He's not going to count against your cap. Just trade for him and then get him ready for day one
Yeah.
of the playoffs. And
This
boom,
is
there's
crazy.
your
I'm
bag
looking at some of
number
the
6.
contracts they have, and I'm like, man, these are pretty good. Fiala's contract for a point per game player, and then you see Doughty still makes 11, and Dubois makes 8.5, and
That's-
Gavrikov makes 6. And it's like, dude,
It's
these
only for
guys-
2 years, though, isn't it? Or 3
yeah,
years?
but still though, they only have $2 million in cap space. They have $2 million of Provorov's dead cap. they just-
That's rough.
No wonder you have Cam Talbot and David Riddick in goal. You've wasted like $7
Phoenix
million in
Cops
stupid
in there.
places.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah, their bottom pair defense are Jordan Spence and Andreas Englund.
Hey,
Let's
England
go!
is my
England
city.
is my city.
Nice, good one. Very very happy.
And
with
kind
that.
of, I think this kind of relates in the next question, because Boomer asked, okay, serious question. What is Tarasenko's trade value for Ottawa? Because I don't think he's getting a first, but like if a team could get him for second, that's a
Yeah.
depth goal scoring guy.
I don't know why I've been saying Tarasenko to LA for like 2 months, and now they suck. So I don't know if I could say Tarasenko to LA. I don't know. I think a second could probably get you Senko. He's gonna have all the control because he's got the no movement clause, kind of like
yeah,
all
so
the
you're not gonna get a
yeah.
It could be a Taylor Hall situation, but also like I don't know, guys. I'm looking at his stats right now. He's got 35 and 47, and he's a plus 14 on a shit Sens team. That says
yeah.
something, in my opinion.
Oh, for
That says
sure.
his line's the
Yeah.
only line that does shit at 5-on-5.
Yeah,
So-
he should absolutely be worth more. It just might be a situation where like he could corner
you're
the
a winger,
market.
not a center.
He
Yeah.
could screw the Sens over with like I'll only go here. And they might just be like, you either lose him for nothing at the end of the year or you trade him for whatever.
Yeah, it could be a Taylor Hall situation. I agree. I
mean,
I think there's value to 29 5-on-5 points. Like
no,
that's
you're absolutely right. If he opens it up and he's like, yeah, I'll go to Colorado, LA, XYZ team in the market's like 6 teams. Yeah, he'll definitely fetch a first.
Mhm.
Which I
I
mean,
feel like-
they kind of need after all the shitty stuff they've done.
I feel like that's the guy that could like go to Carolina and just start lighting it up. Like
That is a very Carolina.
I don't
trade,
know
yeah.
what it is with Carolina this year, dude. I'm just not moved.
actually, I'm gonna segue in this to a team that I think is gonna overpay this offseason or this deadline, and it's just because they have the room now. Tampa's gonna do something really stupid this deadline.
Like trade for Tanner Jeannot. Oh, no way they would do that.
Well,
no way.
yeah,
they'd
like
give up-
surely they won't trade a first 3 years out again. Like
They-
definitely see that happening again, especially because now they have $8 million to play with.
Here's
Like,
the thing with Tampa. I know you can always make trades. No first this year, no second this year, no fourth, no first next year. Who the fuck
They
are
made
you
it.
getting?
they traded it first 3 years out last year. I wouldn't put it against them again. And
Yeah,
they're
at
in a
least for
situation
Jeannot-
where
at
like
least
this
for
might be
Jeannot,
their
there was
last
also
year.
like 6 other picks attached.
Yeah, here's my whole thing. You're looking at this Tampa team right now as this is their last legit shot with this core. Because who knows what happens with Stamkos in the offseason. The cap only gets tighter with Hagel's extension kicking in.
Yeah.
Like,
Worth it though.
I'm not saying he wasn't worth it. I'm just
Yeah,
it's
but
tighter.
still,
You're gonna
though,
have to make tougher decisions. And if
Mhm.
I know Sergachev's injury is a heartbreaker, but like you're gonna, if you want any chance of making the playoffs in this division, you're gonna have to go get a defenseman in some way, shape, or form. And if the only way you're gonna outbid for Noah Hannafin or something is probably giving that 2026 first, protected probably. But
You know what I would have said if he didn't get injured? Funny enough, Rasmus Ristolainen.
I don't know if they would
term
do
might not.
Ristolainen. Hannafin makes sense because it's 1 year. If Sergachev can't come back, you just give him Sergachev's money. But if Sergachev can come back, you can always flip him, for like just the
At the
UFA
draft,
rights or
even.
something. Yeah.
yeah.
But there's something you can at least do there. I don't know if Risto makes sense for 4 more years at $5 million. I don't know if they can
I don't know how you squeeze
carry
that.
that. Yeah.
But they just seem like a team that at least if I'm the GM, you can't really afford to miss the playoffs the next 2 years. You don't have your you're gonna give Nashville an unprotected first if you keep your 1st this year. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know what the team's gonna look like next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vasilevsky started to play a lot better. I think they're gonna reward, and Kucherov's having a career year. I think they're gonna reward that team, and it might not be the smartest move down the line, but if they win another cup, who gives a shit?
Can't fault- I
at
can't fault
the
them for
point
going
here,
back.
again, with the callback to it, is when you've won back-to-back cups and you've gone to 3 straight finals, you have so much good grace that a Tanner Jeannot trade and then followed up by whatever you do this year doesn't matter. You have cups. You've been a perennial winner now. And, go do something else.
100%. It's gonna be one of the more interesting deadline seasons because it's gonna be another year where all the trades are gonna happen before the deadline date. But
Absolutely.
I think
really
the teams that are buyers are not making a lot of noise right now. Let's just put it that way.
I really thought when the first trade dropped with Vancouver and then the next one dropped with a Monahan, we were going to start seeing some more stuff. But then everyone was like, nah, we'll wait.
I'm not paying a first for a mid center. No, it's like, oh, you're going to pay a first for a terrible center, apparently, according to Frank Saravalli. But
yeah,
not terrible.
I still don't
just
understand
a
that
fourth liner.
Monahan trade from Winnipeg's perspective. But I mean, hey, again, if you win, it doesn't matter.
I just see it as reward your team, a little bit of center depth, and they can shelter him on that team, which I think is something that doesn't get stated enough.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who's playing where. Because, like, if you're not going to play Perfetti at center or Velarde, you could actually use Monahan. But they have a ton of guys you could play. I don't know. It's not going to work because it's Winnipeg.
Yeah, they've lost 4 straight anyway. They're gonna tank for Celebrini.
It's so Jober.
It's so great.
It really does crack me up how teams overreact to a 4-game losing streak. It's my favorite thing, especially when they're good. It's just like, oh yeah, guess what? You're gonna rattle off like 6 of your next 7, and no one's gonna care.
That's like the Oilers got shut out by the Kings, but then beat the Red Wings 8-4 or whatever it was.
Yep.
All right, that's it for the Twitter questions. We're already at over 2 hours. I have Reddit stories pulled up. There is this one with the title that said, I'm going to read the title. I don't know if I want to read the story because it's like a novel, but we can read it for another time. Basically, it says, husband, 45 male, is in love with a lady, 38-year-old female in Thailand, and he has left their family home, 2 children about 10 years old, to be with her for 2 months overseas. He says to be patient, and he'll choose me or her when he comes back. What can I do to save our marriage? I remember, Shmini, I read that one of that guy who was just obsessed with this girl he used to go to school with, and I'm just like, some of these are so depressing. I don't know if I want to read that. It's so emotionally taxing, especially when we're in 2 hours. Do you want to read it? I mean, I'll read it if you want to. If y'all are down,
What's your call?
Your call. You're the one reading
let's
it.
do it. Let's do it. We're going live. What does it mean to play us out? Okay, 32-year-old female, completely blindsided, and am an an emotional wreck as I love him still, and it will be hard to raise kids by myself. My kids, what am I going to do? We have a loving relationship until he is completely blindsided me by announcing that he's talking to his lady located in Thailand every day for 6 months, and he's in love with her. She's a soulmate. So right under my nose, I found out that he has been rerouting all of his mail to a box located in a UPS store. He booked a plane ticket and 5-star hotels in Thailand and has left our family to be with her for 2 months. I found out 3 weeks prior to him leaving from a text message from travel website on his phone and confronted him. Then he told me everything. For 3 weeks, I tried everything to save our marriage. I begged him to stay. I told him it's dangerous and give us a chance to work on our marriage. Whatever it is that I have done, I can fix. Just give us a chance. I got marriage counselors on Zoom. I even told him I'm willing to pay $3,000 to cover the plane ticket if he cancels or at least postpone it. This is so that it gives us precious time to fix whatever could be wrong with our marriage. He walked out. He said he loves me, but is not in love with me like he is with her. He says to be patient, and when he returns, he'll then choose between me or her. Like it's some kind of fucking like reality show.
This
Oh,
guy wants a
God.
throuple so bad.
Fuck you guys! I want free sub.
I want one
It's
wife
so
on each
unfair.
side of the world. All right. Is
Yeah,
that so
I
much?
want cruel wife to take
I want
care
a
of my
world
kids, and then
sandwich
I want
with
the actual
wives.
wife
Oh
over
my
there.
god, it's literally I think you should leave sketch. Yeah. Wait, did you say you want a second girlfriend? Yeah, I already have one girlfriend, but like I really want two. I think that would be really cool.
It's better than one.
Yeah.
It's so unfair. It feels like there's like another few paragraphs. Oh my lord. It's so unfair. It feels like walking up a mountain trying to reason with someone when their heart isn't with you. So I want hope. Is there any hope for our marriage and what I can do to
No.
save our marriage? No, no. Let's end it.
It's
Next
so
story.
dumb.
Next story. No,
She's
no
so
hope.
delusional, man. Oh no.
Has
I
anyone
I'll
been
pay
able
for
to?
his plane ticket to cancel. Oh, honey, it's over.
I feel so bad.
I
for
have
people in that
counselors on
situation.
too.
Oh, honey, it's so over. It's so over.
No, it's so Jover.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I want hope. Is there any hope for our marriage and what I could do to save our marriage? Has anyone been able to save their marriage after the husband left? He said he will choose between me or her when he comes back. So there's still hope. Let's go.
Oh my
Average
God.
delusion
I can't believe
enjoyer.
we're on The Bachelor. This is so exciting, guys. He's gonna choose me between me and this girl from Thailand
Oh
next
my
week.
god.
Oh wait, this is real life.
Oh my lord, man.
I mean, that,
Edit. Here's what occurred with the marriage counseling. Husband was willing to attend 2 sessions with a marriage counselor via Zoom. True, Christian marriage counselors are there to keep your marriage intact because there's a million solvable issues that doesn't need to end in divorce, even infidelity. There has to be immense work put in, and the infidel has to be remorseful. The therapist was very good. He dug into his past and our past to unearth why he's doing what he's doing. I agree that I could have been more affectionate. What can be done in 2 sessions? I'm amazed of what came out of it, though. Therapist had to tread lightly so hubby doesn't rage and leave. He's talking like he's like a pet or something. We gotta make sure he doesn't leave and get mad. I had a session after the husband left, and the therapist shook his head, holding back tears. Maybe he felt like he failed. I don't know, but it was a battle that probably couldn't have been won. I hadn't eaten for weeks and I didn't feel my hunger pains. I just felt the tears streaming down my face. That was the only thing that felt warm. He told me what I said above and said he's just going through the motions. He said what you precious Redditor said, to get my ducks in a row and be courageous, that I have 2 options, to wait and see or consult an attorney now so that no more marital assets are being used up. To be careful health-wise, which is very good advice. Oh my god, man. Edit. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of your advice and support and comments. I'm reading every single one and with tears. I wish I could thank you individually. The comments from children that are now adults that the same issue has happened to. You're so strong. Your mom is a hero. My mind
Same
is so much
issue?
clearer, even though
this is happening to multiple people.
It's actually not
Brother.
that surprising, honestly. My mind is so much clearer through the numbness, and I feel so much more empowered. I hope this helps someone out there with relationship issues see it for the reality that it is. I also hope it changes the mind of someone thinking about cheating to rethink about how it affects the family and loved ones. Literally, every comment is telling me to run. I've got to think about my kids, and it's obvious I've got to walk away. Everybody in my life is saying it. I'm just in disbelief. All our hopes, dreams, happiness, and building a life together is shattered. Literally, we were a happy family just months ago. How did he just turn completely 180. He has made me completely worthless just because someone better came along. I'm so hurt that it hurts, and he's done a lot of damage to me, but I'm going to take this opportunity to focus on myself, rebuild, and work out what direction I want to take in life now. The assets are frozen. I'm exploring my legal options, so I may not be able to respond for a few. I've got to take some time to heal, raise the kids, and deal with this. Thank you so much for all your time reading and commenting. I really appreciate it and needed this. Too long, didn't read. Oh, it's the same as the thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's TLDR.
God damn.
Bro,
Let's read some of the comments.
I just, what the fuck? I mean, that either has to be fake or she has to be like the most naive person of all time.
Dude, that's how I feel with half of these. I'm just like, why are you unloading your dirty laundry on Reddit? Like,
I mean, most of them are fake, but like genuinely, there are people who are like this.
I know, but it's just
lost.
like getting run this by one of the therapists you were talking. Oh man,
The thing I don't get is
Family
this.
trauma. I'm Reddit
She
time. I
said,
think.
she said, all my friends and family agreed with you guys. So you had answers. You just
That's
need to
why she
ring
went
the
to Reddit.
Guys,
She
I
went
need
to
a
Reddit to
second
hear someone say
opinion.
something
I'm gonna go to
different.
Reddit.
Right, sorry, guys. I need
Therapists
my
and counselors
15th
weren't
opinion
and
here.
my family friends.
No, literally, Pierce and I see this all the time, but it's usually the other way around. It's usually like that bad person being like, "Well, I
Yeah.
just want someone to agree with me," and then it's just like,
Yeah,
"Well,
I-
none of you know the situation." It's just like,
I-
no,
I
I think she
totally-
was so delusional. Like, she
I
needed
totally
someone.
get when it's the bad person because they want to feel, but like in that situation, it's like, honey,
Your own
you're
validation.
you didn't do
Yeah.
anything wrong.
Like,
Did-
you
did-
need to listen to
found-
your, you need to
He
listen to your
found a
network.
femboy twink over there he loved, and like he just,
Yeah, he's going to
The
Bangkok.
pussy hits
that's for
different.
sure.
I just, you know, poor her.
It's
Yeah,
one of
I
those
don't-
things where where you want to like
And-
shake
and
her, be
didn't
like,
she say she
"Honey,
has a-
everything's okay. Just walk away."
Didn't she say she has
It's
kids
not
too?
you, it's
Like,
him.
Yeah.
Let him leave.
Mm-hmm.
ugh, imagine
You got
explaining
this.
that
You're
to your
fine.
kids. Yeah, dad's across the
Yeah.
world getting some tail from someone that we don't even
Yeah.
know. That's nice.
Yeah, I just,
What a psychopath.
And
How
it's
do you
the
just like go
sunken
through
cost.
emotions in a marriage? Like, just why'd you even get married in the first place? Jesus Christ. Ugh.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like the sunken cost fallacy, where it's like I put so much put
Yeah,
so
we've
much
been
effort
together
into
for
marriage
10
and now
years.
it's
How could he
gone.
possibly leave me when in those 10 years, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
Terrible.
It fucking sucks, but also you gotta move on. Like there's
Yeah,
no
stand
reason to
up.
stay in this or even try to think. And at the end, she was like, "I gotta take care of my kids and leave." And like, there you go. There's that clarity there. Yeah, some of the comments. You need a therapist and divorce attorney. Your husband is spending the marital aspects to spend 2 months in Thailand with a woman he is in love with. And your focus is saving the marriage? No. You need a divorce
Honey, he
attorney to
left.
immediately find out how to protect yourself financially via divorce before he spends it all on his girlfriend. And you need a therapist to help you to figure out why you feel like you need to save a marriage with this loser. Absolutely. Right? I had to read this multiple times because my brain doesn't want to accept it. Oh man. Oh yeah, there's just a bunch of here.
That hurts.
Let's go on to I guess a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, let's
We'll
get a
read
light
two
one on the
more.
way out.
Yeah,
Want
we'll
two
read
more?
this one and then there's a light one I have saved on the way out. Okay.
All right.
Second last one. Am I the asshole for deleting my boyfriend's Animal Crossing save file?
Yes. Yes. Sorry. End of discussion. Yes.
Dude,
It's like deleting your fucking boyfriend's NBA 2K player. No,
dog,
don't do
you
it. You're
delete my
terrible.
Pokemon file with all my shinies. I will never talk to you again. Promise you.
I
will
don't believe in
never,
abuse,
ever
but
talk
that's
to
not
you
abuse.
again.
That's defense.
That is thousands of hours you just deleted. Get out of here with that shit. Sorry, Pierce. Continue.
All right. For context, my female 21 years old boyfriend, male 25, purchased a Nintendo Switch in 2020 shortly following the shutdown for quarantine. Anyway, y'all, he played a variety of games on different consoles/systems before this, but got a Switch as it became popular. The game that he played most often during quarantine was the newest Animal Crossing release, New Horizons. Now I must leave now as I have to go play Animal Crossing New Horizons on my Nintendo Switch. Goodbye now.
See you later. I will be
During
playing.
during the few months of full lockdown alone, he racked up over 700 plus hours. Hell yeah, dude. However,
Based.
since going back to work after the pandemic, he completely lost interest in the game, and I rarely saw him
Of
playing it.
course, yeah.
As of late, he's been playing mostly on his PS5. I've never really been much of a gamer, but I started seeing an influx of Animal Crossing New Horizons related posts on my TikTok and decided since my boyfriend already had the game and the Switch, I'd ask him to play it. He said yes when I asked, and the next day after getting off of work, I got it onto the Switch and opened the game. Based on the little research I did and what I saw on TikTok, I knew that I wouldn't get the full experience of the game if I wasn't the first player on the save. I wanted the chance to be the resident representative. The only way to do this besides getting my own Switch was to delete a save and make my own. I saw no problem with this considering his Switch was literally collecting dust from not being used for so long. He was at work when I decided to play it and couldn't usually take calls or texts, so I made the decision on my own to delete a save assuming he wouldn't be upset.
God.
I assumed incorrectly, apparently, because upon returning home, he asked what I had done so far in the game and got extremely upset when I showed him and he realized what happened. Since then, he hasn't spoken much and even went to his parents' house for the night because he needed space. It's in quotations. Am I
Oh
the
my
asshole?
god! Like,
You're not only the asshole, you're just fucking stupid.
dude, what?
Like,
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I did this
And
thing
by the
without
way-
asking for permission, and then he got mad, and I don't know why he's
yeah,
mad.
I asked
Like,
to
why
use
does he
your
want
stuff,
space?
and then I
Guys, the
completely
number
changed
one
it.
relationship advice is you go behind people's back without asking them things, and they are always happy about it.
Absolutely, he is 100% right. You know.
By the way,
You don't
this is
have to
posted
ask
on
them, I
Am I
want
the
it, just
X,
take it.
which is basically like someone doing
Yeah.
something that would cause something to break up, and I think this is they're
Dude,
broken
this
up
just
already.
gave me a whole new level of trust issues. You don't even fucking know. Oh my
I'm
god.
so glad.
New insecurity unlocked.
Dude, like I just like immediately when you said that, I'm thinking about my fucking Pokemon file with all the shinies that I've hunted.
Yeah,
And I'm like, if
dude.
that got deleted, I think I would die inside.
I remember
honestly.
So I'm
reading one
thinking,
where a guy got arrested. It might have been fake, but it was still interesting to me. Got arrested for beating his girlfriend because she deleted like
Yeah, not going.
Oh,
1,200
Alright,
hours of like a
alright.
2K thing, and I was like, first of all, you're a dick, but like 1,200 hours, why would you delete that?
Also, why are you?
Why
That's a
are
whole
you
other
touching
thing.
it? Like, just you did it to cause a reaction, and his reaction was terrible.
I've seen those old videos. Those
Yeah.
that used to be the old viral video. It's like,
But
oh,
it-
I'm gonna delete my boyfriend's
Yeah.
2K build and see what he does. And then they
one of
always
them-
laugh when
one
they
of
get
them-
mad. It's like
One of them, the
Alright.
guy like actually got violent. I was like, what did you
I
expect?
destroyed my boyfriend's Xbox. What was that channel from back at Prank versus
Oh.
Prank? Yeah,
Oh,
that.
that one. Okay, I was thinking of the one where the dad destroyed the kid's Xbox.
Oh,
I
the one with
know that
Jugger
one
Nuggets?
too.
Yeah.
just double axe handles.
You
with a sledgehammer,
disrespected
like,
me.
Jesus.
But like, just don't break other people's stuff. It's not hard.
Don't touch stuff that doesn't belong to you, and especially if they like.
And if
haven't
you
got
do,
clarification.
like, she asked to play it. That's good. That's step one. Now you want to delete his
Oh,
save
yeah.
file. Ask him. I like.
He
you know,
might have
it's
said
not-
yes. If
He
you
might have.
asked.
He might
If
have.
not,
looked
then he could have been
completely-
like, we could just get you a new game or something. Like it's
Mhm.
Yeah.
or we could
Or
figure
get you
something out if you're
Twitch,
not sure.
like, this-
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's so
Mhm.
many different things as opposed to just. I don't think he would be upset.
Oh,
What does it go
man.
back to all the time? These stories, communication, baby.
Yeah,
Dude,
just-
You
that
couldn't have
like
waited like a few hours for him to come home, and you could have figured that all out.
communication is just so undervalued nowadays. It's crazy. I don't know. It's so
I'm
sad.
sorry. I'm still stuck on this because like I don't mean to be that guy, but that's like if I came home and my parents were just like, "Yeah, we sold all your Legos at a yard sale," and I'd
Yeah.
probably just I'd be suicidal because that's
Yeah.
$15,000 probably of Legos
Yeah.
that would probably got sold for
And
like
countless
500, and I'd
memories.
kill
Yeah.
myself.
Even
Like-
if you got fair value for it, like
Dude,
even if
I-
it's still, it doesn't
Memories.
matter.
That's supposed to be saved for like a down payment on a house. Like that's what I'm saving it for at this
Dude,
point.
I'm saving like Thomas the Tank Engine stuff for like my
Same.
And if
Same.
a girlfriend just like sold it or gave it away, I would flip shit.
And like I feel like if you explain it to them, it's like, yeah, that's so much money. And then they just got
Yeah.
if they're considerate enough to be like, oh, okay, well that makes sense why you're holding on to it. And
It's not even the
let's
money
be honest,
so
it's the
much
type of
as
person
it's
that'd be
the
like, why are you hanging on that
Yeah.
toys?
Yeah,
like,
well,
isn't that a
that's
little
the kind of
childish
person-
for you?
And then that's the kind of person you don't end up marrying or staying.
That's
with.
the kind of
It's
person
like,
that like doesn't get the $30,000 I sell. Like, sorry.
fuck
it's
you.
not even the money so much as like the time you put into it and the memories that you
Oh,
got
dude,
from doing
memories
it.
is
Everything,
so that's
bro.
the
It's
thing.
Yeah.
everything.
Again, though, it's talking about it and then it's not doing stuff with stuff that's not yours. You don't
Yeah,
go into
it's-
someone's house that you care about and love and then take their stuff and destroy it or whatever.
Like you don't see. I don't even know how to like deleting a game file. I don't know the comparison of that. I guess you know what?
Yeah.
I have the comparison. I do. It's oh babe, I got you a new phone, and I didn't think you needed all your old pictures and contacts, so I just got you a brand new one that's factory reset.
Yeah.
Like
oh
I
my
bet
God.
she'd kill him if she deleted if he deleted the 20,000 photos or whatever she's had from the last 5 years. Like, that's the
one you
equivalent,
could
I
do is
think.
one you could do is like, hey, I wanted to start doing makeup with you, so I got rid of all your old shit and I just bought a bunch of stuff.
Let's start from scratch. Yeah.
Start
Like,
from scratch. Don't worry about it.
Like everyone's got their thing that like you just don't fuck with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he hadn't played it for a couple years. There have been times where I haven't touched my Switch for like 9 months. And
You know
then
what I'm
there's,
thinking
that
of?
3 months where you get into it a shit ton again.
I'm thinking if anyone ever deleted my Minecraft world, I have some Minecraft worlds that are from like 2011 and 2012. Like I was a child when I made those. If they ever got deleted, I
would.
have no idea.
It'd be
what I'd do.
heartbreaking.
Furious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd be
Absolutely.
heartbreaking.
Dude, there's some stuff. I mean, to get back to Pokemon, I have a save file from like Pokemon Platinum from like 2011. I haven't touched it in 6 years, but when I go back to look at it, I'll fucking smile and I'll remember all the shit I did with my old friends. Doesn't means nothing to anybody else, but it means the world to me. Don't fucking write over it.
I also feel like this could be this isn't even about like what she did or like what the situation is, but this is also something that Switch needs to figure out. Like you could put multiple accounts on a Switch now. You should be able to
Yeah,
play
what's up
multiple
with that?
different games.
2024.
on,
Actually,
PS.
I have bigger issues with Nintendo in general. There are games. It's actually funny because I
They
just
suck
started
ass.
playing.
No.
I just started playing Dragon Quest again after 4 years, and I saw my save file, and it was like 2020. I was like, holy shit! There's 10 save files.
Bro, 2020 was 4 years ago. That's
10?
crazy.
There is one on Pokemon, and there's one on Animal Crossing.
Pokemon has the space to have multiple. It's a joke.
3. Who cares?
Every other game has it. Like Spider-Man
so-
has 4 files. Like
Bro, it's so stupid. I don't like. Oh, what? You don't want people to play a game they bought 3 times? They have to go in and delete the software.
yeah, and these are games that like don't even have DLC like that. Like it's
Yeah, I just don't. Oh, you're worried about people cheating the system? Congratulations, your game's overrun with cheaters anyways. I wonder trade on Pokemon and I get something from a guy that's named like hentai.com.
Wonder Trade
and
for
it's
me
like,
or something.
Fuck off, man. I'm never like just come on. Your game's already a buggy piece of crap. Let me have 3 save files.
Yeah, that's rough. I will say though, going back to the couple, that's just I feel like that's just an early sign of something really bad that could
Oh, yeah.
happen down the
It's the
line.
tip
Like,
of the iceberg. Yeah.
like,
what
oh,
else
like-
is happening? What else could happen?
like,
Yeah.
oh, I paid your rent with a card that we shouldn't have used. Like, is that fine? Like, that seems like something that could come from that.
You started sharing your bank account with me. Hey, I bought a $2,000 car. Sorry, LOL.
I brought a Tesla.
Yeah, and the car sucks too. My bad. Didn't know.
Sorry
Toyota
about it.
Tesla owned.
Tesla get
Yeah.
fucked.
Whatever. I hope she gets.
Anyway,
I hope she smartens up down the line.
I hope she learned something from it. I mean,
She's
she's
21.
20.
She's
She's
still got
21,
time.
so yeah,
she's
maybe
pretty
it's,
young
it's
as I
lack
am,
of life
yeah.
experience.
Dude,
You
we
don't
all
have
did dumb
brothers
shit
and
at
sisters,
21.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock her for it,
Nope.
but also like this is a learning experience. This shouldn't be something
Absolutely.
you just look back on like, oh, that was
Mhm.
stupid. It's like, no,
Yeah.
this should be a thing about boundaries that you learn.
Yeah.
Like Pierce said.
Boundaries is
Chris,
so
do you have a
huge,
happy
yeah.
one? I'd like to end on a good one.
I
'cause
do. It's the perfect
That one was
I
funny
would-
until we heard the full story, and then it got
Yeah.
painful.
there was
Yeah.
just one where I was sad for the person, and now there's one where I was angry at a person. I need one where I'm just happy.
No,
please.
don't worry. I saved the best one for last. This
Thank
is
you.
So awesome. I'm kind of just okay. I told my girlfriend about a kink I've been embarrassed for years. So this is from extra off my chest. Okay, so I, 27-year-old male, have had a pegging fantasy ever since I was a teenager.
Brother, who hasn't?
I mean, raise your hand here if you have.
Oh my god!
I tried to suppress it for the longest time because no, that's gay. But I came to terms with the fact lots of straight men enjoy pegging, so I don't tell people for fear of being laughed at or being called names, beta, cuck, etc. I did have the self-courage to buy myself a dildo recently, so I felt ready to take the lead.
Let's go.
I'm just thinking of him saying that like he's standing on like the top of like a jump board that you go into the pool and he just has a strap on. Yeah. Hell yeah.
We
dude.
love sexual awakenings.
Oh,
Yeah. I finally built up the courage to tell my current girlfriend about it because she told me she wanted to know what kinks I had. We sat down and I asked her to please not laugh at me, and she told me she would try not to. Okay, this woman's a keeper.
Okay.
Then I
okay.
told her I had a fantasy of being pegged. She stopped and said pegging as in having someone use a strap on. And I said yes and cringed. She kind of just stopped for a moment and I got really scared. I made a mistake, but then suddenly she pounded on the bed and exclaimed, yes, and fuck yes, and happiness, and then grabbed my head and kissed me.
Oh,
I was really caught off guard and startled, but then she said she'd always had a pegging fantasy and no
oh my
boyfriend has ever
God.
won.
Match made in heaven. Let's
Perfect.
go.
I'm so
Oh,
happy
I
for
just
you.
died in your arms tonight.
Bro, they both just had like the craziest light bulb go off at the same
Oh my
time.
God.
Like, you know. Oh,
Yeah, I
like,
love how that she had to check. He said it. And she's like, "Hold on," like the real thing. He's like,
Put on the monocles.
and then
hold
just
on.
doesn't even
Back to
say
the
anything.
book.
Smacks the bed. Doesn't even say anything after that. Oh my god.
"Oh
Yeah,
man."
Pierce, that's golden.
I love
Okay,
all
but
that.
there's still wait, but wait,
Well,
there's more.
Oh my
I
God.
told her I was really scared she would judge me for it, and she told me she was so glad I got to told her. Or so glad I told her. Then I made the mistake of telling her I got myself a diddle, and she gasped and viciously asked if she could see it. LOL. So yeah, I'm so relieved, and I feel closer to my girlfriend, and now I feel I can trust her
my
with
God.
anything. That is all. First comment: How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's great. That you know what? I'm glad you ended on that one because that.
Yes, son. The
Can't wait
fuck
till that kid
so
goes
much.
through
The
the-
fuck.
They're gonna have a kid, and the kid's gonna go to the
Oh.
nightstand. He's gonna find dildos on both sides. You'd be like, "What the hell is going on in here?"
Why did
Mommy,
they have
what
two
is
remotes for the
this?
TV? Doesn't
Sit
make
down,
sense.
son. Let me tell you a story. It's
Oh
like
my
that
God,
Malcolm and
please, no. You never need the parents to explain.
you know that clip. You know that
Oh
clip
my
from
God.
Malcolm in the Middle where Malcolm like asked Hal about rollerblading, and it's like it just all turns black.
Oh my god, Dad, what's
Dad-
pegging?
Dad,
Son,
how did you know
my whole
Mom was
life is
the
about
one?
to change after this point.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Oh my god. All right, that was a good one. That's a good one to end.
All right.
Moral of the story:
Really
follow your
closing
sexual
thought.
kinks, kids. It might lead to good things. Also might
Hey,
lead to
and
terrible
also
things.
trust your partner. That
Trust
was a
your
man.
partner.
Hey, you know what they
That was
did?
the
They
man-
communicated with each other. They
Exactly.
told
It was a
each
man who
other.
trusted her partner and communicated something that was bothering him, and it worked out.
Yeah, now they both get to work their
Boom.
passion together. What a great
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Hell yeah. Passion unites us all.
Definitely something unites us
Anyways.
all.
We got any closing thoughts here? Or we can wrap this sucker off down. We've been going for 2.5 hours.
no,
Please
I've had
don't
such a
delete-
blast.
Please don't delete video game files.
No,
Please.
Yeah,
those are
if you-
sacred.
If
The
you're not a
sacred
gamer,
files.
if you're not a gamer and you don't understand how important that is to someone, just don't touch it.
Don't do it.
It
Just
means something to some people. It means more than you could imagine.
It's not just a game, like you said. It's
Yeah.
not just a game. It's the memories
It's-
that come
Maybe
along.
Yeah,
with it.
dude.
not me,
Memories
not
from,
for
from
y'all, but
friends I
understand
haven't
nothing
talked to in
was
a decade and
said.
stuff like that. It just don't take that away from someone without communicating.
It's
with
not
them.
just a game. It's memories and
Me when I
childhood.
find my old Pokemon Showdown teams from like 8 years ago.
Oh my God, dude!
No one can take this from me.
No one can steal this. This is mine.
Oh man.
All right, gents. This was a pleasure doing this with y'all. I'm glad I could spend my Valentine's Day with y'all.
Valentine's
you're-
Day.
Hell yeah, dude. If you're listening to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, also give us a 5-star rating. If you're watching our beautiful faces on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit like, smash that like button. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and we shall commence next week. Peace out, y'all.